Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing today? What's going on? Hey, Corey. Yeah, it was a fine trip, man. It was just fun. I've had worse. Glad to be home. Glad to be home. I'll tell you that much. You know, as much as I love traveling, I do. I've always loved traveling. It's just always nice to be home too. Just can't. I miss my bed. I miss my dog. I miss my girlfriend. I'm not saying necessarily in that order. I'm not necessarily saying out of that order either, to be honest with you. I'm not saying in that order, but I'm not saying out of that order. Barbara, Laney, me, Alan, CB, VJ, Katie, Itachi, Rad, VJ, Lady. Man, everybody's all coming in today. Chester, Amy, Glitcho, Denzel's over here. What's up, Johnny? You know, I didn't even see Ryan, but I bet you he's here. Hi, Ryan. I didn't even. Ryan's always the first one in my chat. I know he's there. 1 second. Oh, sorry about that. Hey, there's Ryan. See, I know it's him. What a day is right, Sean. What a day is right. What a day is right today. Man, I was actually late because I was watching some other footage of that shooting in Minneapolis, man. That's a man. That was horrible. That was absolutely horrible. Yeah, I mean, like it's a horrible act, right? Horrible. The police shooting and unaliving an unarmed woman. Horrible. But the fact that you're gonna get on TV and try to justify it afterwards too, it's just so sickening. You know what I'm saying? So sickening. Calling it domestic terrorism, talking about freaking she was trying to attack all this stuff. Just sickening. It's disgusting. We are 8 days into 2026. 8 days. And I'll tell you this. I'll tell you one of the first things I thought, and you are going to hate me for this thought. All right. And it is what it is. I mean, it was my thought, and I've never been, I've never been shy about sharing my thoughts on here, regardless of what they are. Sorry, let me bring this up. But it was my first thought. And my first thought when it happened was, if ICE is out there shooting white women, then I don't know how I have a fucking chance in hell. Or how any of us do, like, truthfully. Is it not the truth? Is it not the truth? Right? Because ICE is out here saying, you know, oh, we're going after the illegals, we're going after the criminals, right? We're going after, you know, these people, we're trying to make it safe. So you're shooting white women, American citizen mothers? That's what's going to keep America safe? This is why you made ICE like what would be considered, like, I think, like the 7th largest like military in the world or something. You made ICE bigger than the IDF. To gun down American citizens in American streets. That's where we're at. Yeah, and me too. Like 100%. Like if you are part of the BIPOC community and that thought didn't run through your head for a second, like truthfully, if that thought didn't run through your head for just a second, right? Then I don't know what to tell you. So for all you guys that think that, like, oh, you know, you're safe where you're at, or oh, I voted for Trump, I don't care. You think these ICE agents give a shit? You think they care? They don't care. They're not trained. Okay. You could tell that all over the video. They're not trained. They're just, I assume they're just going to fucking, you know, I don't know, wherever you get the gravy seals from in KKK meetings, and just fucking grabbing whoever says they'll join and just throwing them out there on the street. These ICE agents don't belong in any type of law enforcement. Like the ICE agents before all of this happened weren't trained correctly. And now you have these guys just completely off. Anyways, I'm not trying to make the whole live about this, but it really is upsetting to watch, isn't it not? I've watched 4 different angles. I've watched 4 different angles of the video. 4. 5. She was turning away from him. She did not hit him. She was not trying to hit him. And he shot her from point blank range at the side of the car. By the time he fired, he was literally standing on the left-hand side of the car. He wasn't even in front of it. He wasn't even in front of the vehicle when he fired. She did not hit him. There is conclusive video evidence that she did not hit him. Conclusive video evidence that she did not hit him. Conclusive. And if you haven't watched it, then you're just sticking your head in the sand or I don't know, up Trump's ass or wherever the hell you keep it. All right. I assume it's really hard to see from up there. Probably very orange, right? But just to let you know, and I want to be very, very clear, if you're defending Trump in this thing where his Gestapo is literally gunning down American citizens, if you're defending Trump in this, then you would have been on the side of the Nazis. Just thought I'd let you know. Just thought I'd let you know. Cry about it, dude. Hell, I know, honestly, in Trump land, we already saw what the young Republicans were talking about. Saying that you would have been on the side of the Nazis is probably a compliment for them. That's probably a compliment for them at this point. They probably like it. Yo, welcome on in. We're gonna get some conversations going. We're gonna get some guests up here. We're gonna get some conversations up here. We're gonna get all that fun stuff. So come on in, enjoy the time. I gotta bring up this over here real quick.
On Wednesday.
Let's put this over here because I'm just sure I'm gonna need it.
Is for others to.
All right, let's bring somebody up and get this thing started. Oh, did everybody else? Oh, let's bring up this person. Who are you? Hello?
Hello. Hello. What's going on?
What's going on? How old are you?
37.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I support Trump.
Especially, his agents going out and killing American citizens. Big fan of that.
So let me ask you something, because I'm for all the illegals coming in legally. That's what this country's made up of. And, there's nothing wrong with that. But do you agree that him having these ICE agents is good to kick out the illegal criminals? Because I work in New York City, and it was a madhouse watching all of these illegals and the shit that they were doing in Manhattan. And in front of the hotels, it looked like a zoo.
So first of all, sir, let's start.
Literally
Let's start here. First of all, there's a giant echo, so you need to fix yourself. Second of all, okay, you can't see people outside of hotels and tell me that they're illegally here. Okay, that would require you checking their paperwork to see if they were actually documented, whether they're here under protected status, whether any of those things. You can't just see people outside of a hotel and go, those people are illegal. Okay, that's called being a racist xenophobe. All right.
So let me ask you.
So let's start there. Okay. No, I wasn't finished.
Okay.
Second of all, Donald Trump has specifically shut down legal immigration to this country. So your whole thing about about people coming here legally, Donald Trump has not only specifically shut down legal immigration in this country, but he's also used people that were here legally to had their immigration status overturned, right? The Cato Institute specifically says that he had legal status over 2.5 million immigrants overturned in the United States to make them illegal immigrants in the United States, even though they were here illegally, even though they were here legally prior to that. Okay, so your whole stance is saying, "Oh, I want the people to come here legally and all this sort of stuff," and that, "Oh, I was seeing people." That's a bunch of bullshit. Okay, it's not true. Plus, we already see the statistics, and less than 20% of the people that Donald Trump is even detaining or arresting have any criminal record whatsoever.
So, okay, let's go back to where the whole racist thing. Far from racist. I just told you, I don't mind immigrants coming in. That's what this country's made up. I've love for the people. But to have serial killers and all this, it doesn't fly. But now, let's go back
Hold
to
on,
the whole
who
thing
was a
with the-
serial killer?
Hold on.
No,
I'm
no,
not
no,
done.
no, no.
I'm not
If you're
finished. No, I'm not
No,
finished. No, I'm
sir,
not finished.
sir, I am more than
I
happy to
gotta
let you
finish.
finish.
You
I'll be
can't.
more than happy to let you finish, but you are not going to throw out serial killers and then just move on like you didn't just say that. Who's a serial killer?
Hello. I'm going to tell you this. You're going to have that. If you don't think any immigrants, they're all angels, it doesn't work like
Didn't
even
say they were
Americans.
angels.
But
I said,
the way
who's
you're
a
making
serial
it seem,
killer?
don't switch the
Sir,
narrative.
I didn't say
Stop.
they were angels. I said,
Yes,
who's a serial killer?
Well, you have serial killers coming from other countries.
Cool, name one.
Dude, dude, are you kidding me? How
No,
are
I'm
gonna
not
sit
kidding
here
you.
and be
Can you
that
please name
ignorant?
one?
You can't be that ignorant.
Oh, okay.
Dude,
Well,
there's no serial
how about this?
killers,
I
no
am
immigrants that are
that
serial killers.
ignorant. Now, please tell
Dude,
me
wait,
who they
there's
were.
no immigrants that are serial killers.
Just
Are
name
you?
one.
Do you hear yourself? Do you see? Do you,
You see
hear
how he's
yourself?
not naming one? He's
But
just
dude,
yelling
you hear-
ad
it's
homs
like-
at me about being ignorant, but he's not telling me about a single person or incident in which frickin', in which one of these undocumented immigrants were serial killers.
Dude, they are this. I'm not saying it's in every Americans. It's immigrants. It's all. Don't you realize that? And the fact that if you sitting here thinking that there's no immigrants that are serial killers and rapists and everything, dude, really?
I didn't say anything about that, sir. I just asked you to
didn't have
name,
to say
sir.
that, but the fact
I
that you
just
brought that
asked
up,
you to
it's like
name.
you had to switch the narrative.
So what you're saying, sir, is that
No,
you
and
have
I'm
no
not finished.
evidence. Sir, so what you're
I'm
saying
not
is you have.
finished yet.
That's fine. What you're saying is you have no evidence of any of
No,
them being
I'm
a
not
serial
finished
killer,
yet,
but
sir.
you are
Sir,
claiming that they're
you
serial
can't-
killers.
You
I'm
can't
just
even
curious.
let me finish because I know I'm coming correct here.
Sir, I have
You-
no
do
problem with
you
that.
hear how you
Sir,
sound?
how about this? You can tell
Yeah.
me the name or instance of a serial killer, or not. You can just drop that and move on to the next person. Next
All right,
thing.
you got it. How about that? Okay, I'll answer you. Let me answer. Can't name a serial killer. Do you think that? So you think there's no immigrant that's a serial killer, rapist, or anything?
Sir,
no
again,
immigrant.
you're moving the
I
goalpost
ask
by
you?
saying rapist. Okay, you're moving the
No, no, but
goalpost
the-
on that.
and- but
You're
you're
moving
asking
the
for
goalpost on.
names. Like
This
the-
was about
you're-
being a serial
you
killer, sir. And I'm sure
are-
that, sir. Yes, there's absolutely immigrants that are grapists. But the problem with
There
that,
you
sir,
go.
sir,
There
but
you
the
go.
problem
Just
with
like
that
I
is,
gotta
the
say, why
problem
do
with
we
that
make
is,
it so
sir,
difficult?
we would be a lot better off locking up all white men, white straight men in the United States if we were trying to get rid of serial killers than we would be getting rid of immigrants.
Yeah, you know where it starts though? It starts with
It
the
starts
government.
at the home,
You
I
wanna
assume,
talk about,
with
it's
bad
And
parents.
I'm not even being racist, but you brought up all white men. Dude, it's all racist. But that's part of the
Sir,
problem.
less than
You attack the
3%,
group.
sir. The less than 3% of the people that Donald Trump is either arresting or detaining have any violent criminal history past whatsoever. Okay, and we know that freaking that undocumented immigrants in the United States are 30 times less likely, okay, than American citizens to commit a violent crime. Okay, so if your entire point, right, is to stop violent crime, I am 100% okay with that. I am very much for that. Okay, but then I don't understand why we're going after undocumented immigrants because they are not the problem.
It's
Dude,
insane.
the funny thing here just now too, because I got cut off before. So when I told you how all the immigrants were lined up outside the hotels, I was called a racist, right? Because why? You see a bunch of people outside of a hotel. But let me ask you, when the hotels, I've been working in the city for 18 years, and when you see the border's getting bombarded, all these immigrants are getting shipped, and you actually see the hotel. I work in these hotels. Dude, I'm telling you, I see
Yeah.
it firsthand.
So what did you
And
just say
you're
right
going,
there?
No, I'm not
Hold
done.
on.
I am not finished. Sir, I
Okay,
am
well,
not
can you
finished.
wrap it up, please? Because I don't need the
I'm not-
diatribe.
well, then you don't like what I have to say. It's
No,
the
I have no
truth.
problem with what you have to
I'm
say. I just want you to
witnessing
get
this
there faster.
firsthand. So you coming out with the statistics where the news said this and this said that, that's absolute bullshit. You are part of the problem. I see it firsthand.
All right,
I was
again,
in
now
these
you're just
hotels, I
see.
seen
That's what I'm
stupid
saying,
men.
sir. You're
No!
just digressing to ad homs, and that's a waste of this
Dude, you
conversation.
just
okay?
don't like the narrative.
No, sir.
That's
I
it.
want to
don't
ask you
get
a
it.
question about it.
I'm speaking the truth.
I'm
Go ahead,
trying
ask your
to ask.
question.
I've been trying to, and you keep yelling at me.
Go ahead.
Thank you. You said all this narrative about them being shipped there. So you do understand that the people that were at these hotels were shipped there, correct?
There was shift not only here, everywhere.
Correct. And who were they shipped by?
What kind of administration that was in office? The Biden administration.
Incorrect. Actually,
No,
actually,
nothing.
they were shipped here by Greg Abbott, who actually brags about it on his own website. Greg Abbott, the very Republican governor of Texas. And when he talks about it on his own website. He says he shipped those people to New York, and he also said that they were here seeking asylum, which means they were here under temporary protective status, which means that they were legally here, sir. If you are seeking asylum, you're under temporary legal status, and you are legally here, sir. So literally, Republicans shipped legal migrants to your city that had to stay in hotels because he shipped them there in the middle of winter. And of course, you live in New York, so you know that it gets very, very cold there. And you can't exactly leave these poor immigrants that Republicans shipped there out on the street to freeze to death. Right. So instead of that, they had to put them up in hotels because they weren't supposed to be there to begin with. They were supposed to be in Texas, where the climate is a lot more, a lot better to, be, seeking asylum. But so, sir, that's why I called you. That's why I called you racist and a xenophobe. It had nothing to do with you not seeing migrants outside of hotel rooms. I'm sure that you did. I'm sure that you saw them outside of hotels lining up to get in there. Right. I have no doubt of that. But the fact that you assumed, but the fact that you, sir, but the fact that you assumed that they were here illegally just because you saw brown people outside, that is the part where it's racist and xenophobic. Okay? When I see people of Latin origin standing around, I just don't assume that they're illegal immigrants just because they're there. You do.
There's no assumption to common sense. It's kind of obvious. If you follow the news and statistics, and not even that, do you remember Trump wanted to build a wall just to keep shit like this from happening? But then again, when the Democrats took over, Biden, it just like everything got stormed. You want to know why? All because it's political. It's a vote. Now, let me tell you something, sir, and I'm going to say this. I never voted because things were cheated. I never voted because the government is not for the American people. I never voted because it's all a grab for all of these people to fight so many groups. Who's this? Who's that? What's... There should be one side, and that one side should want the best for all humanity.
Yeah, that sounds good. How is a wall going to stop people from seeking asylum, which is, again, legal immigration in the United States? How is a wall going to stop that?
How are they going to get on over? How can they get on over?
Through legal ports of entry, because they're here legally, like I said.
Yes, that's fine. Come in legally.
Sir, those people that you're complaining about in New York were here legally.
That's bullshit. They were not here legally.
All right.
That is bull.
Well then, all right, sir. It's you. Okay.
See, but no, it's you.
Sir,
you don't,
no, it's fine. It's you.
How do you know?
Sir,
do you know
because
anyone
Greg
you know
Abbott
personally?
Because Greg
you know
Abbott
personally.
Sir, because Greg Abbott said he did it.
Dude, you know them personally. Do you know every single immigrant that was here? So just like I can't name an immigrant that was a rapist or whatever. Name a thing. So you name the people. I want you. You're gonna sit here and tell me every person that came here was here legally?
No, absolutely not. That would be a crazy
so there you go. So
sir, what I'm saying is the people that were lined up in front of the hotels, those people were.
They're not here legally.
Yes, they were.
I'm not. No, they weren't.
Yes, they were.
They definitely weren't.
They were because
I can bet
literally,
my life on it. It's common sense, man.
Sir, I would not want you to bet your life on it because you'd end up dead.
Dude, I know it. It's kind of
you would not want to bet your life on this, sir, because you would end up dead.
I would.
Okay.
Then why are they
and I don't wish that on you, sir. I don't wish that your ignorance kills you.
It's not. It's common sense. And now you're talking about Trump having immigrants.
Sir,
did you not know he told 600,000 Chinese people to come in? Talk about immigrants. Makes no sense. Don't like the narrative, right? That's what happened. I understand. You get pissed.
You don't understand because you're still talking and not shushing.
No, because it's like common sense. That's
no, it's not common sense, sir. It's actually incredibly ignorant. Okay.
No, it's
not. Is actually willfully ignorant to literally have the governor of Texas, okay, say, I am putting asylum seekers on buses and shipping them to New York. And then the city of New York goes, we are receiving these undocumented immigrants and we're having to put them up. We are receiving these asylum seekers, not undocumented immigrants, right? And we're having to put them up in hotels. They are legally here. And so therefore we are providing them with shelter. Right? And it is willfully ignorant for you to ignore what Texas said, what New York said, what the federal government said, what ICE said, what CBP said, and ignore all of those things just for you to say it's common sense for it to be the exact opposite of all of that, sir. That is willful ignorance.
I don't know how you see that.
It's easy, sir. It's literally just opening my eyes and looking at any evidence whatsoever.
It doesn't matter because, like I said, I don't fit the narrative because this is against Trump. And just like that ICE incident,
This has nothing
what
to do
happened,
with the narrative, sir. This has
It-
nothing
it
to do with the narrative.
definitely
Sir,
does.
we can't even
Oh,
get to the
man.
narrative. Sir, we can't even get to the narrative because you are so far down the rabbit hole of things that have nothing to do with the narrative that we can't even get there. Okay, we could get there and we could talk about the actual problems with immigration, how things like the wall don't actually fix it, right? We can get through, how ICE is going out there shooting American citizens in the street in cold blood, right? We could actually get to things that were actually the narrative, but we can't even get to that fucking point, okay? Because you're screaming and hollering about seeing brown people in front of a hotel and claiming that they're freaking undocumented immigrants when you not only do not have proof of that, but I have proof to the contrary.
So the people that were getting into the country and into those hotels were all undocumented. They were.
They were not. You know
So
how we know that,
there's
sir?
people, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
There's people that are here probably like 20 years in certain buildings that I work around the city and whatever. There's Albanians I talk to, different races that are here. They're still waiting for a card 15 years. So you mean to tell me somebody can hop right over the border throughout that time of the Biden administration and get a card and get right in?
Get a
no
card?
problem.
What card?
Get a green card. Get
No,
by.
of
You know
course
what I'm
not,
talking
sir. I
about.
didn't say anything about green cards. I said temporary protected status.
It's still same shit.
It is not anywhere near the same thing. A
That's-
green card is a permanent, sir. A green card is a permanent residency. Okay, temporary protected status is a way of coming in the United States to await your court date to find out if you can legally stay here. Which I believe, like 15% of those people actually were allowed to stay in the country. Okay, they were just here temporarily, legally, in order for them to actually process their asylum case, sir. That is completely different from getting your green card. Okay, now the people that were eligible to seek asylum afterwards, who were allowed to stay here, were then allowed to apply for their green card later. But again, they were just forced to get in line with everybody else at that point. Okay, this was just in order to get in the line, sometimes 5-6 years later.
Dude, it doesn't make any sense. Like
Sir, it does if you understand immigration in the slightest or the law in the slightest.
Yeah, dude, it's still not. Like I said, I try to tell you what I see here and what it is now.
No, sir, all
with
you've
the
told me is
cleanup.
you've seen brown people standing outside. That's all you've
I
told me.
did not tell
That
you
is
I see
literally
brown
all that you
people.
have
I
told
just
me is
you
I
did
saw
see a
brown
bunch of
people standing
immigrants sitting
outside. That's all you said.
With
You said I
military
saw a bunch of
personnel
brown
guarding
people.
and a lot
Yep,
of
you saw
full-time.
brown people standing outside, and I know that must be frustrating for you, sir.
You're putting words in my mouth. I didn't say
I'm not.
brown people.
Nope. Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Mhm.
I didn't say
so all
brown
of the immigrants
people.
out there were white.
I didn't say that's your assumption. I said
I don't
immigrants.
assume they're white
Yeah, you did. You just brought up white and brown people.
because I know
why
they were
gotta be
brown.
white
Ding
and
dong.
brown in order to be an immigrant.
Because I know they were
Like,
brown.
literally. See,
I
but
know
you
they
see
were
how
brown.
the mind of a Democrat and
No,
how
sir.
the left
It's
works?
again, sir. It's easy because I
It's
know
not.
who. Sir,
It's not
sir.
even- it's
Listen,
common sense,
listen.
sir.
Because
It's
I know
common
who was,
sense.
sir. Because I know who was sent
Nah.
there.
No, you know them personally then?
No,
you
sir,
Know who
I
was
know-
Sent? Do you know
I-
them personally? So what's their names? Come out. No, you want to be.
There's
the
a lot of
conservative,
Jesuses,
wanna
dude. You
be
should go
all
follow
one
Jesus.
this. Come on, what's their names? Give me your names. If you know that those were all documented, ready to go. Because listen, I got kids, and I don't need I don't
that's
need
unfortunate for them.
precision of the stupidity of the Americans who want illegals that come in that are not documented, that are
Sir,
coming
no-
in through the system. Which
Sir,
was
I don't
flawed.
want that at all.
Yeah, I'm sure you do because you just said,
Why?
look what you're talking,
Sir,
all these immigrants
because
and what
I'm
Trump is
saying,
doing,
sir,
and
sir,
then
so
ICE?
so your
I'm not
assumption
done.
is saying because I know those people were legally here, okay, you're saying that I want people that aren't legally here. How does that make any sense?
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
You see, I'm just saying that you were telling me all these people that were here were all legally.
No,
they're all
sir,
legal.
I'm not saying that all the people that, sir, I don't understand why is this like a sundowning thing? Are you having like some cognitive
I don't
issues
know.
or
I
something
just
like
don't
that?
know why. It's like
Sir,
I could say the
I
same
am
thing
not
about
saying
you.
that every migrant that came here was legally here. I'm saying that the people that were getting hotel rooms in New York were. This
And
is
where are
not.
they
This
now?
is not a. This is. I don't know where you're having this issue. There was literally millions of people who came in this country undocumented. That is 100% correct under the Biden
Oh,
administration.
yes, absolutely.
100%.
Okay.
Those weren't the people getting hotel rooms in New York.
The undocumented. So there was no. The people that were getting the hotel rooms in New York, you're saying they were all legal,
Yes.
ready to go.
Yes.
How do you know that now?
Because New
How do
York
you know
told
that?
because New York was very explicit about who they were giving hotel rooms for. They also gave them money. It equated to about $12.50 a
Who
day
from New York
per
said that?
person.
Who from New York? Who from New
Eric
York?
Adams, the governor,
Eric Adams, the governor.
yeah, literally
Do you
everyone.
know how much
I
fraud and
said that.
corruption they're involved?
Even the federal government said that. Literal independent agencies that did the independent research on this all said it. The immigrants themselves said it. I mean, Greg Abbott said it. Like, who didn't say it, sir?
The immigrants, of course, are going to say it. but at the end of the day, do you understand how the government works? How the fraud is? They're going to
Apparently a lot better than you,
believe
sir.
it.
Apparently a lot better than you.
Everything that the government says.
Of course, I don't
being
believe
honest.
everything that the government says, sir, but I also understand the law. Okay,
But
and the
the
law,
law is designed to work against the people. Don't you understand that?
sir.
Regardless
Regardless of whether that is true. Okay. Under no circumstances do federal dollars for undocumented immigrants, or federal dollars go to like housing undocumented immigrants like that. Okay. They go to, unless they're like, on their way to deportation and stuff like that. Right. These were New York dollars, right? This is money paid for by the New York taxpayer, right? For these asylum seekers to be able to get out of the cold. Right. And I know that for people on the right, like yourself, right? It's very, very hard to understand things like empathy. Right. But if somebody comes here, right, regardless of whether they're legally here or not, right, but especially if they're here legally, but regardless, right, I don't want them to be out on the streets freezing to death in winter in New York. Okay. Period. Okay. And the fact that you have a problem with that, all right, is simply like lacks empathy and lacks really humanity. Right. I don't want anybody to freeze to death. I don't want anybody to starve to death. Right. So regardless of whether they were undocumented or not, which they weren't, right? Because we have proof that they weren't. But even if they were, put them in a hotel so they don't fucking die. How about that?
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
My tax dollars, okay? I know they're getting sent to Russia. I know they get sent to Ukraine. So they also get sent, and they're, because if you listen to these state governors and where tax dollars go, it's just like the stupid experiments. Like, look, we're even funding a Sesame Street commercial. And out in Afghanistan, we were sending like over $2 million out there. Really? So, and listen, I'm for the tax dollars going to helping us when we need the most help in our country before we can help other people. That's why I already specifically told you. I have no problem with immigrants coming here. This country is made of immigrants. There's not one problem. And I have no problem saying here, let's participate to help who is here. If we can't fix our country, our home, how can we help
your tax
anybody
dollars
else?
are going to rich people.
They're going to bullshit.
They're
That's what
going to rich people. You have
Yes,
way
rich
more, sir.
governments.
You have way more of your dollars going to Elon Musk than any undocumented immigrant.
Why Elon
Okay,
Musk?
you have
realize,
way
please,
more money going to fucking
It's-
Jeff Bezos or fucking Tim Cook or any other billionaire in the United States, especially people that work within the military-industrial complex. You have way more of your money going to subsidize people who are billionaires many times over. Okay,
But why
that
did
is
you
where
nail
your tax
Elon
dollars
Musk?
are going, sir.
But why did you nail? And I don't care. But I don't.
Why
listen,
did I
know
say
you're
Elon
going
Musk?
there.
Because he's
But-
the richest
yes.
person on the planet. That's why I said Elon Musk.
and
The
what-
fact,
what
sir,
is the
and the
need?
fact, sir, that you are right now about to defend Elon Musk. Okay,
No,
even
I'm
though your
not.
tax
No, I'm
dollars
not.
are going to
Go
Elon
ahead.
Musk,
That's your
while
assumption. Go
condemning
ahead.
immigrants who are literally freezing to death, and you're literally condemning them for people getting them out of the fucking cold, but you have no problem with your tax dollars going to the richest people in the United States.
Dude, did you not hear what I said? I think you're really misunderstanding.
Well, maybe, sir,
The
if you
whole-
stopped screaming like a child, then I'd understand more of what you said.
There's no, because you're not understanding.
Again,
You're
sir,
not
if you
I
stop
don't
screaming
even
like a
support
child,
Elon.
then maybe we could actually,
Nobody-
maybe I could actually
but if
understand
you.
you.
Understood, If you understood, and we're talking about supporting Elon, fuck that guy. Like I told you, all of these government officials, they are getting their hit. This is what they're doing. Do you see how the people on these pages, how we're all fighting each other? This one said this one. Do you not realize that?
Sir, I'm not fighting
This is
you.
Yeah, no,
You think I'm
not-
fighting
dude,
you,
you're
sir?
really-
No, sir. I'm fighting your
Dude,
fucking
nobody-
lies. That's what I'm fucking
They're not
fighting.
fucking
You
lies.
came up
Look
on
how
my
pissed
fucking
off you're
live
getting.
and
This is the
lied.
whole point of the
okay?
narrative.
And lied.
Do you see?
You came up
It's-
here
you
and
know.
lied.
That is bullshit.
You lied on my
Bullshit.
fucking platform.
Dude,
And
it's
so
okay to be
I am
mad.
fighting. I am fighting your fucking lies. Okay?
Dude.
That's all I'm fighting. Okay? And he literally got kicked for by TikTok. Anyways, y'all make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. You guys are being very, very sweet. If you guys like to support the live, I do have super chats, super stickers, all that fun stuff. So if you like support, I do have my live gift goal. I am gonna try to clear that gift gallery again before the week's over. I know I'm working on a short week, but we're gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna open up these phone lines. We took a TikTok guest, so let's take someone from over on the YouTube side. Oh, and that was quick. But me too, thank you so much for the gifted membership. I really appreciate that. And Taco Bell, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said, caller can't calm down enough to have a conversation. What a loser. Dude was definitely screaming. Very, very strange. Hello. Oh, and he's gone. I just assumed it was he. Hello, how are you? Thank you so much, Taco Bell. Hi, how are you today?
Did I get the right number?
I don't know. What's the right number?
Hey, man, I don't know.
I don't know either. How old are you?
Wait, so is this the Trump thing?
Yes, how old are you?
Oh, I'm 67.
Yeah, sure you are. Anyways, hello, how are you?
Good. Did I make it on?
You did. How old are you?
I'm 24.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
So kind of, partially.
Kinda partially.
I support some of the things he's doing. I don't support some of the other things he's
Like
doing.
like the fascism part, or like the murdering U.S. citizens, or which part's your favorite?
A lot of how he's breaking a lot of the Geneva Convention Accords and how he's going in with Venezuela and doing all that. The way he's doing it, I don't like. However, it's pretty hard not to say it's a bad thing, because when you look at that administration and all the human crisis problems that they've kind of caused in that country, with how nice of a country it was 30 years ago, yeah, it's kind of hard to put Trump on the spot when he kind of goes in and just
Yeah,
takes
so
out
you're
the
just
lead.
like totally against the Maduro regime.
Oh, well, how could you not be?
Well, I don't know. Trump's not. He left the Maduro regime in power.
He kind of just took him out last week.
No, he took Maduro out and left his vice president, the literal architect of so much of the oppression that's happening in that country. He left her in power.
Yeah, but when you take the head off a snake, what happens to the rest of the body?
Sir,
It
he didn't
slowly
take the
withers
head
away.
off the snake. He just replaced the snake with another snake. He replaced the snake with the snake's best friend that's been helping him doing snake things the whole time. Have you not already heard the fucking reports of people that were coming out, all right, that were celebrating Maduro being gone, and the literal government of Venezuela literally already arresting and freaking depressing any type of like conversation that's been going on anti-Maduro in the country? That's currently happening.
So, hold on. You just said that there's reports where the administration that's been left in place is now going after anybody that was talking negative about the Maduro administration?
This isn't do you know who's in charge of Venezuela?
Well, you just said the vice president.
Did you not know that prior?
I would assume that's who would take over.
Yeah,
But
sir.
I would also assume that you're going to have a new election here in the upcoming weeks to get a new...
Nope. They just said that
administration
they're
in place.
somewhere down the road. They promised to do a free election later on in a few years or something.
Yeah, well, let's see how fast that changes after the
It
trials
won't,
with Maduro.
because Donald Trump already agreed to a deal with the vice president in order to get all their oil.
Well, good. There you go with Trump.
That hold on, sir. But your argument was that removing of Maduro was good, all right, because of how horrible of a guy he is. I completely agree. I completely agree that Maduro is a horrible, horrible person, all right, who has done horrific things in Venezuela, okay? And if Donald Trump was removing him for a regime change, well, first of all, I would argue that the United States is very, very bad at regime change. So it's probably not our job to be doing that because we've been historically really bad at it in Chile and Guatemala and Honduras and Iraq and Libya. Anyways, we can go to the whole list of that. But sir, he literally left the exact same regime in power. Okay? He left the exact same one in. Okay, if something happened to Donald Trump tomorrow and JD Vance took over, okay, would you say that's an entire new regime, or would you say that's a continuation of the old regime?
A little bit of both.
No, you wouldn't. That's complete bullshit.
It's a completely
it's a
new person in
continuation
power in the American
with the
system,
same
so it's
ideology.
President.
With
However,
the same
but it's
ideology.
the same Republican Party, so yes, it's the same ideology.
It's not just the same Republican Party. It's the same ideology, sir. He did not take out Maduro in order to create a better. He did not. He did not.
Upset that I don't say tails.
No, sir. He just didn't do what you said. That's all I'm saying. Like if he had taken out Maduro and maybe put in, you know, Miss Nobel Peace winning freaking Machado, then maybe I would. You had
my original argument was, I like what Trump is doing partially. I just don't like the way he's going about it. He's taking out the Maduro administration.
No, he's not.
Just not the way that everybody wants him to do so.
He's not taking out the Maduro administration. He's just taking out Maduro. That's not getting rid of the administration. That's not getting rid of the regime. Everybody that was in power in Venezuela outside of Maduro is still in power. The exact same people.
Beforehand, who were the major key players? It was China and Russia that were undermining everything and funneling all the oil. They were buying up all the oil and giving them all the money.
Narrative, sir. You're moving the goalpost.
You did it 2 minutes ago.
How did I move the goalpost? How did I move the goalpost? You said that that Venezuela is better because Maduro is gone. I am directly talking about that exact point, that Venezuelans are not better from a humanitarian standpoint because of that. If you want to move the goalpost over into China,
now?
Huh?
So you're saying Venezuela
it's exactly the fucking same.
Maduro.
It's exactly they are exactly the same with less oil.
Well, that's a lot different. Oil's very expensive.
Right. I bet they would have loved to keep it.
Very nice capital resource.
Yeah, I bet they would have loved to keep it.
Yeah. So
but they didn't get a chance to because we're stealing
now that they actually have to play a little bit more within the rule book. They don't have their oil. So now they can't do all of their drug trafficking. They can't do all of their
drug trafficking.
They can't do any of that. Because where are they getting the money to funnel it?
Yeah, sir, you do realize that less than 10% of the world's cocaine came from the United States, and the majority of that went to Europe, right? Like this will have no effect on the U.S. drug trade.
You do know that region of the world is kind of the highest for homicide rates. It's the most dangerous
region
place in the world
of the world. No, it's
gang
not.
Activities and because of all of the crime.
Sir, did you think that replacing the president with the vice president is stopping crime in Venezuela?
No.
Then what the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know.
I that's the first thing you said that I actually agree with.
I'm not sure. I called in because of the immigration stuff that you were talking about with that last previous New Jersey man. There was a lot of things wrong. And I first want to ask you one question. What do you think should be done with immigration nowadays?
Sure, immigration's easy to take care of, right?
How would you do so?
Yeah, first of all, you boost up freaking Customs and Border Protection. That way, you have better protections at your border to be able to stop things like drugs and the cartels from being able to come through, from people sneaking around.
So border patrol, you would increase?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
What else would you do?
I was in the middle of saying it.
Yep, continue, sorry.
All right, cool. If you don't cut me off, I would have been halfway there already. Okay. So first of all, that's what you do. You need to be able to secure your borders. If you don't secure your borders to begin with, then you can't control the situation. It's kind of like, and I'm not going to move on to this thing, but kind of like a gun control type of thing. You got to be able to control what's inside before you can worry about bringing in outside stuff, right? Then after that, right, we then take people that have been here for a certain amount of years, have committed no crime or anything like that, and you give them amnesty in it, maybe 5-10 years, and you give them amnesty within the United States. That allows them to turn themselves in. Then we can background check them. We can run all the things that we want on them. And then We know who's here. They're allowed to work. They're allowed to contribute to our economy legally. They fall within our labor laws, and they're able to, stay here and be, productive members of society instead of hiding in the shadows. Right? We increase our judges. We increase our staffs in order to process these migrants faster. We give better, avenues in order to become a permanent resident, and then better avenues and quicker avenues to become a United States citizen, so that people don't even really feel the need to be able to sneak around the border and come here illegally. That way, we know who's here because they know they can actually do it legally a lot quicker and a lot safer than before. So that's how I would do it. I would shore up the border. I would shore up, our court system and our judge system. I would shore up our immigration laws. I would give amnesty to certain people, and that would allow ICE then to specifically target people that are here, that are criminally here, right? People that are cartel members, people that are actually doing human trafficking or drug trafficking or any of that stuff.
Can I stop
nope,
you right now?
you may not. And then then we give ICE the actually ability to do that instead of what ICE is doing right now, which again is mostly just freaking targeting people that have been here and are being peaceful and are paying their taxes just like everybody else when they're not busy shooting American citizens. Now you can speak.
So, on Trump's international policy of having a strong border and being protective of who we know is coming in and who we know is not coming in, you agree with him. But on his
That's
domestic
not
policy,
Trump's policy.
well, that's kind of what he ran his campaign on, and that's kind of what he's pushing for with giving a lot of funding to Texas and Florida and a lot of the coastal states to increase their coastal guard, increase the border protection, and increase a lot of the funding to secure the border.
Yeah, what policy is that?
Did you not read the last budget that was passed?
Mm-hmm, sure did.
Yeah, he increased it by about 200%.
Oh, okay, because I did read that budget and I didn't see that anywhere in there. Especially since those states don't have the ability to have any type of enforcement at the border whatsoever. Like literally, it's against the law. It's against federal law for those states to do that.
What?
It is against federal law for states to enforce national immigration. It's against the law. That's why ICE exists. That's why Customs and Border Protections exist.
Well, yeah,
Okay,
they can't
because they're
interfere
federal
with the
agencies, sir.
judicial branch
So
and
funding
with
states
the
to do that
judges
would
and
be
with all the
illegal.
courts. They can interfere with the court system, yes, but they can still monitor their roads. They can still put up things like traffic stops for DUIs to see if anybody's drunk driving. It's the states that do that. It's local state officers.
Because drunk driving
If
is
they're
a
not allowed to
state
do that,
crime.
then how are
Illegal
those state
entry is
officers
not.
allowed to do that?
Yeah, because drunk driving, it would be a state level crime, and undocumented entry is
but
not.
That same enforcement of protecting your state goes with border protection.
No, it does not.
State
Border protection
and
is federal.
Well, the agencies work together.
No, they do not.
You're telling me that state troopers in Texas do not work with Border Patrol?
I'm sure that they work with
At
them at
all.
some point, but I'm saying that there was nothing in the big beautiful bill that doubled funding to these states in order to do that. That did not happen. That does not exist. The only thing that was in that thing, which was extra funding for ICE, which again made them like the 7th largest military in the world or some shit. That's what was in there. It was an incredibly high freaking amount of money for ICE. That's what it was. That's what was in that bill.
If you look at the militarization of the police departments of America since the 90s have been like the 10th largest military in the world. America's always had a lot of guns. We love our guns and we love our Minutemen. Can't deny that.
Yeah, none of that has to do with anything I just said.
Well, it's America.
It's America.
My question for
guys,
you is,
it's
what do you want
America.
America to be?
Guys. Let's ignore everything because this is America.
What would you recommend?
This
what
is
type
America.
of society would you recommend?
This is America.
A society where
America. Can I get
the
America
federal
in the chat?
government has
Can I get America in the chat, please? And thank you.
weird absolute power, where one guy can say that he wants to do everything when it comes to border patrol and shit, and then the next guy, Obama, can come through and say, all right, well, I want to deport a bunch of people. Like, it's broken. I'll agree with you on that. But our way to fix it, I don't think we agree on that.
Sure, I
It's
gave a very
insane.
detailed way that we could fix it. What was your issue with
Yeah,
my
and
with my
You're
my
going to
statement?
overflow the court system. You're going to overflow
Sir, I actually specifically
the
said we would get
agencies with
more. Sir,
demanding money.
Sir, I actually specifically said that we would fund the court systems more so that we did not overflow them. I
Well, the
specifically
court systems
said
right
that.
now are already overflowed.
Of course they are. That's why we need to increase the funding so that they're not overflowed. That's the point.
You think overfunding them would increase it?
No, I think
Why don't
properly
we
funding
increase
them
the
would
courts?
increase it.
Why don't we add to the courts? Why don't we add more levels to them instead of just throwing more money at them?
The money would allow us to add more levels to them.
Money doesn't always do that.
I mean, it does in this case.
Well, why don't you run for office then if you have so many plans?
I don't know. Maybe I will one day.
You
But
should
until
write them down
then,
and make a
but
website.
until that, then I'll just, look at the policies of people that run for office, and then I'll talk about whether they're good or not. And I'm going to support the ones that are bad, like Trump's, and you can go ahead and support the ones that are bad, like Trump's.
And you think his Gestapo that's running around is bad? Because you think that the local police office should handle the crimes after they've been committed. Not find somebody who is illegal that has a past record with a previous government or has gang signs and not
Has gang
identify them for
signs.
that. Yeah, the MS-13 from a couple months back.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure you remember that.
Yeah, sir, do you know according to those rules, I'm MS-13?
Say that again?
According to the qualifications that they have, I'm MS-13.
I'm MS-13?
Me, personally, according to their qualifications, I would be MS-13.
In what way?
I meet the checklist that they use to identify who was MS-13.
You have MS-13 gang-related tattoos?
Oh no, but I have this little tattoo right here. Where's that? I have this one right here, and see how there's
I'm not watching you. Hold on.
See,
I'm not
that's
watching
fine. You won't see it for a while anyway. But see how there's a 13 in my tattoo right here? Yeah. So therefore, I have like 3/4 of the points right there, right, to being MS-13. It's crazy.
Well, I can't see the tattoo, so I have a hard time.
You'll just have to take my word for it that it has a 13 in it. Sound good?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a number. A lot of tattoos have numbers.
Yeah, that's like 3/4 of the way. Yeah. You know what
Yeah.
else gave you points towards being MS-13? Owning Bulls jerseys. If you had owned a Bulls jersey and you were wearing a Bulls jersey, that was points towards being MS-13.
How many points did you have to acquire?
Oh, it was like 8 or something. I think the tattoo alone is 5. The Bulls jersey is another 1 or 2.
But you wouldn't qualify since it was only 3/4 of a point.
No, just for that
Or
thing. If
would
you
that
qualified
be in
altogether.
classification like 2 out of 5?
Well, sir, I'm
So
sure
2
ICE would just
2
detain
points.
me and figure that out later, since they unlawfully detaining everybody else. Sir, you do realize MS-13 is a U.S. gang, right?
Well, hold on.
No, hold on. You do realize that
How would they
MS-13
be
is a
illegally
U.S. gang, right?
detaining you, though? It's a U.S. gang? Well, it's a gang that commits crime.
Yeah,
So
in the U.S.
you're saying that the location of the crime
is
that they commit
is
matters?
No, I'm saying that you're making it sound like MS-13 is foreigners. It's not. It was founded in the United States.
It's a gang that commits violence.
So is the Crips.
and
Should we send
atrocities
ICE after them?
that are negative towards the
So
society?
do the Crips. Should we send ICE after them?
Classified as
Sir,
being criminal.
so does the Crips. Should we send ICE after them? So do the Hells Angels. Should we send ICE after them?
No, that's what the FBI is for.
Oh, then then the FBI's job would be MS-13 also, because they're all American gangs.
So why aren't you talking about Kash Patel then?
Why would I be talking about Kash Patel?
Isn't he the head of the FBI now?
Sir, he is a YouTuber.
What?
Dude, Kash Patel isn't qualified to run a Foot Locker. He is a YouTuber.
Kashpatel.
Are you want a cookie because you can spell? I don't know what to tell you.
Nah, I just Googled it.
Did you sound that out all on your own or something?
What? The FBI director.
Yes. I am very well aware of who the FBI director is.
That dude. Why aren't you talking about him? He should be the one going
Literally
after the motorcycle
just
gang
was.
and all of the other ones.
All
that
right,
you
sir.
mentioned.
Sounds like you're a little lost here. Doesn't sound like you're holding on to this conversation very well.
I think we're both lost.
Nope, just you.
Well, this was not entertaining.
You are very correct on that. You are very, very correct on that. All right, y'all. Make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I appreciate you guys. If you guys like support, I do a super chat, super stickers. Pay links in the bio. They're all at Polypolitics. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. I got my live gift goals going too. I'm gonna try to light up this gallery before on a short week. So if you guys like to help, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. But if you'd like to support, I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Jen, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. So we missed your face. Glad you made it home safely. Thank you so much, Jen. W's in the chat for Jen for that very, very sweet, very sweet super chat. I really appreciate that. Hello, how are you?
Hello. Hello. I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. How old are you?
I'm 19.
Where you were you born?
2006.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Not anymore. Not anymore.
All right,
I
man.
would have voted
Well,
for him.
Hey, I do really appreciate
in-
that, but I'm only looking for Trump supporters right now. I'm not looking to talk to friendlies, but I do really appreciate that.
I am not a friendly. Believe you me. I actually think he's not going far enough.
Yeah, I don't want to talk to you. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hello. Hi, how are you?
Hi. I'm good. I wanted to address what you were just talking about, the how they supposed to identify MS-13. I don't think anybody should be identified by a tattoo.
I completely agree. That's why they were sending people to El Salvadorian prisons with mom and dad tattoos. And I think that is profiling, and it's absolutely horrible. And actually, they've been sued multiple times for profiling, which I think is very, very bad. But ma'am, I'm sorry, I am only looking for Trump supporters right now to talk to. But I do really appreciate you. All right, I hope you have a wonderful day. All right.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Absolutely. Hello, how are you?
Hi, is this the YouTube guy?
That is my name, the YouTube guy. You are correct.
Well, hey man, I started watching you yesterday, and I don't know how you can take a lot of these people seriously.
It takes practice. Yeah, I'm not saying that it doesn't, but it sounds like you're also a friendly man, and I am really trying to move the live on to get to another Trump supporter. So I do really appreciate you.
I am a Trump supporter, actually. But I mean, there are really crazy people on both sides of the aisle.
Yeah, I think that anybody who's supporting Donald Trump right now is on the crazy side of the aisle.
Well, so then you think half the country is crazy?
I don't think Donald Trump's approval rating is like 30%.
Well, it was higher when he took office.
Well, it's not when he took office. He's been in office for a year now.
Anyways, so one of the reasons, and I don't support everything that he does, but one of the things I do support is him being hard on crime, particularly with the recent revelations of the Somali fraud in Minnesota.
The Somali fraud in Minnesota, where there was already 94 indictments on there over the last 2 years.
By who?
By the state of Minnesota. Yeah, they've been investigating this thing since 2022, and there's over 90 indictments. 90 indictments. There are literally already people in prison over that fraud before Donald Trump said anything about it.
Well, then, I mean, the Democrats have been in control of that state for a long time now. Then why haven't they been more hard on the crime?
They have. Again, sir, there was 94 indictments.
94, there's thousands of daycares there that are engaging in this fraud.
There's thousands of daycares there. And where are you getting this information from?
Well, there's like over 1,000.
Oh, yeah. And where are you getting that information from?
Just on the internet. That's what I've
just
heard.
on the internet. Just somebody just said it and you believe it. You know, they've already sent in multiple different levels of investigators into this so-called, daycare fraud, and it doesn't fucking exist. Or are you just talking
So-called
about Nick
daycare
Shirley's
fraud.
little videos where he gets on there and goes to closed daycares that have signs on them that say, this place is no longer closed, and he goes and yanks on the door and freaking goes, see, it's fraud. Or where him and a bunch of guys, like, I don't know if you have kids or not, okay, but where him and a bunch of guys go and yank on freaking doors of daycares where there's children inside, and they don't have children that go there and they won't let them in? You mean like that? Because I've had kids that have been in like daycare, like, you know, like their whole lives, and they do lock the doors there. So it's for specifically that reason. So, you know, strange people can't come in and start videotaping children. You do know that, you know, pedophiles exist, right?
Yeah, I have a kid. I have a kid in daycare, and yeah, the door is locked. I have a passcode that I have to enter to get in through the door, and I understand why they keep those places secure and locked. However, usually when you go to a daycare, you can see like the kids, maybe they're playing outside. There's windows, you can look in the windows to see them playing around. And I mean, if you have a kid that you want to go in daycare, you're allowed to say, hey, I think I want to submit my kid in your daycare. Can I come in and tour the facility to make sure it's suitable?
Dude, do you normally do that with you and 8 of your best male friends?
No, I don't.
With cameras?
I mean, I might take pictures of the facility
With professional grade cameras. You, 8 of your friends, and professional grade cameras. That's how you show up to enroll your kid in a daycare?
No, I wouldn't, but and I admit that would be a little weird to do, but
a little.
If the business is looking to get as much business as possible, then
I think they would probably lose a lot of business if they were letting 8 men without a child and full professional cameras into their front doors. I think they would lose a lot more business than that one kid that they might get. If I was a daycare owner, I would specifically be not letting those people in. Yeah.
I mean, I'd escort them.
I would escort them to the police station. With the once I called 911.
Yeah, the police can investigate with them, and they can all.
Yeah, they can do it from outside of the fucking daycare, because you're not coming in my fucking building. You do realize you sound insanely creepy right now, right?
I said I would not go into a building with 8 friends and a professional camera.
I'm saying as a daycare owner, they would not let you in if you did, nor should they let you in if you did. Just like they should not have let Nick Shirley in with his entire fucking camera crew, because that's insane. Okay? And the fact that people are seeing that and going like, I don't know why he can't get in. It's like, you obviously either don't have kids or you have stuck your head in a freaking hole. Because I watched his videos, and that is an insane thing to show up at a daycare with. Like, literally insane.
Well, they've known about it for years, and it seems like very little has been done. I don't think 98 indictments or whatever you said, was it 88, 89? Or
it wasn't daycare fraud, sir. It was money that was supposed to go to starving children, like children in need of food, autistic children like that. It was actually government funding that was actually shipped out due to COVID, and it was a bunch of horrible stuff. There was tons of fucking of fraud that came out of COVID, right? Where emergency funds were going out to make sure people were okay, people weren't starving, all of those sorts of things, right? Like, there was a huge case in Mississippi. There was a large case in Florida. There was literally freaking cases of fraud due to like COVID funding all across the United States. Just only one of them dealt with immigrants. And so apparently that becomes the target. Not to mention, I'm pretty sure the lady that was running this entire thing was a white lady. Amy Bacher or something like that. Brock or something like that. Wasn't she in charge of the whole scandal?
I don't know.
Yeah. Fucking Rick Scott was found liable for literally like tens of millions of dollars of fucking like HCA funding fraud. And he's a literal Republican senator.
You know, and I don't support fraud, and if that's true, then he's got to go.
He's got to go. He got reelected.
Well, he's not from, what state is he from?
Florida.
Yeah, that's not my state.
Oh, okay. Are you in Minnesota?
There's nothing I can do about that.
Awesome.
No,
Are you in
I'm not from
Minnesota?
Minnesota. What?
Are you in Minnesota?
No, I don't.
Well, then
live in
that's not your
Minnesota.
state either. So why are you worried about it?
I'm worried about it spreading to my state.
Oh, you should be worried more about Republican senators spreading to your state. What state are you in?
I'm in Utah.
You're in Utah. See, here's the problem, sir. When it comes to Rick Scott, when it comes to an actual Republican that is doing the fraud that the same type of fraud, right? You're very quick to go, oh, that's not my state. That's super like whatever. That's somebody else's state. I don't care. Right. But when it comes to supposed immigrants doing fraud, which by the way, the majority of those people, if not all of those people that were actually doing that fraud were actually a US citizen. They were Somali US citizens. Right. But because they're brown, now all of a sudden you're afraid of it spreading to your state. But when it's the white guy from Florida, we don't have to worry about it at all.
Okay, you're inferring or assuming that just because I consider myself a Republican that I don't like brown people. That's not true, and that's honestly a little bit upsetting that's upsetting to me that you would just assume that.
Oh, sorry, it's not. I'm sorry that upsets you. Okay, but let me ask you a question, sir. Why, when again there has been COVID fraud in all 50 states, right? In all 50 states, how come there is only one state that the Republican Party, J.D. Vance, Donald Trump, all those people are talking about? Why is that?
You tell me.
Oh, it's because it's the only one that had immigrants in it. All the rest of them were U.S. citizen white people, and nobody is talking about a single one of those cases, but the Republican Party is specifically targeting the one where it's brown people. So, sir, if the Republican Party is specifically targeting the one that is brown people, even though there was hundreds of these cases, then what else am I supposed to assume outside of the reason that they're doing it is because of their race or their ethnicity or their religion?
That's a good question, and I mean I haven't thought about that question.
Well, I appreciate that. I really wish you would, sir. I really wish you would consider the answer to that question, okay? Because it's very, very obvious to me when Donald Trump is literally talking about Somalian people, calling them garbage, literally called the Somalian people garbage, right? Said that a U.S. Congresswoman should be deported because she was Somali, right? Who's an American citizen. Said she should be deported just because she's Somali, right? When I hear things like that coming out of the president's mouth, and the president is the head of the Republican Party, right? I am going to assume that when he goes and attacks that community specifically, it is because of the reasons that he says. And I'm also going to expect that the people that, support him and support those policies, okay, agree with what he says, okay? And I don't know how I'm supposed to make another assumption outside of that.
Well, I feel like assuming like you've had, I don't know, say a certain experience with one person, all of a sudden all the people who like associate with that person's ideology are the exact same. Like that's like saying, to me, that's like saying, okay, this one person from the Middle East was a terrorist, so everybody in the world is a terrorist. This one person was a Trump supporter, so every Trump supporter is like that. That's just not true. Now,
Well,
there
sir,
may be a lot of bad eggs out there.
Yeah, so that's a very bad false equivalency. If somebody in the Middle East is a terrorist, I don't assume everybody in the Middle East is a terrorist. But if the leader of the Taliban is a terrorist, then I do assume that all of the Taliban are terrorists. Okay, just like if Donald Trump, right, is a racist xenophobe who's attacking Somali Americans, I don't assume that every white guy in the United States or every American feels that way. But I do feel like everybody in his group does, right, and that would be his supporters. Right? Because if it wasn't your viewpoint, then why would you still be following him? Why would you get on my live and say that you support him, right? Why would you literally bring up the Somalians, right? You didn't bring up any of the other ones. It doesn't sound like you know anything about them, right? But you not only said that you support him, but you brought up the literal racist trope that he's been spreading. So what, like, you said the exact same things that he's saying. So it's not, I'm not exactly just making this up, sir, because you didn't just come up here on the live and say that, I support Donald Trump and I was like, oh, you freaking are racist against Somalians. I didn't say that. You brought up this specific situation and then spread lies about that situation that Donald Trump is spreading.
Well, it's not a lie that there's fraud that's happening in Minnesota. I mean, it's happening everywhere, but right now the spotlight is just on Minnesota.
And the spotlight is on Minnesota because they're Somalian.
I don't think it's just because they're Somalians. I really don't.
Well, it is. Because again, he called them all garbage people.
Well, I guess we'll just have to disagree on that. I mean, I personally
Disagree that he called them garbage? Because I can prove that pretty quickly.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if he said that, but I personally don't think that people from Somalia are garbage. But I do think that if they're committing fraud, then that needs to be investigated. And I'm also not advocating like deporting legal citizens of America. But if they are committing fraud, then they shouldn't.
Sir, anybody who commits fraud, period, okay? Especially somebody who does the fraud that was happening there, where they were taking money away from children that really needed it, people, starving kids, autistic children, all that sort of stuff. Anybody who does that, okay, should be thrown in jail, then thrown under the jail. Okay? That's not the issue. It's that Donald Trump is literally currently pardoning fraudsters. He's literally a convicted felon for falsifying business records. Literal fraud. Okay? Trump's a fraudster. Trump is pardoning fraudsters. Okay? And then you want to say anybody who commits fraud is bad. Donald Trump literally is a 34 times felon for falsifying business records in furtherance of another crime. Literal fraud.
Are you talking about the hush money in his election?
Yes, I am talking about the falsifying business records that he was convicted of 34 felonies on. Not to mention the fact that the Trump organization has been found liable of committing fraud when they literally defrauded a children's cancer charity and had to pay hundreds of millions of dollars back to a children's cancer charity for defrauding them.
Yeah. So, in response to that, here's what I'll say about it. And I think this is more of where my personal ideology falls. I really hate our political system. I think the two-party system really sucks, and every American is forced to choose between the lesser of two evils, or what they view as the lesser of two evils. And I just view the Conservative Party as the lesser of two evils. I didn't even want Donald Trump as my candidate or to be president. I wanted someone else. But it is what it is. We're forced to make choices. All politicians, in my opinion, they do good things and they do bad things, some more than others. But what else can we do? We have to make a decision.
How about this? This is what we can do, okay? It's pretty simple, okay? When given the choice between two choices, if one of them is a felon, one of them is an adjudicated rapist, okay, one of them is literally found to have defrauded children's cancer charities, one who has sexualized his daughter, one who sexualized a 10-year-old, who has over 30 different accusations of freaking sexual assault, and who is currently covering up for the largest child sex fucking predator ring on the planet, then maybe don't vote for that fucking guy. How about that? When we're talking about the lesser of two evils, how about not that one?
What about the guy who cheated on her? What about the person that cheated on her wife with Willie Brown so she could get ahead in the political world?
She was married to her wife? She wasn't married.
Sorry, I meant her husband.
Nope, she wasn't married. Well, and regardless, sir, you're going to please explain to me how even if she was, and even if she did cheat on her husband, which again, she didn't cheat on her husband because she didn't have a husband, okay? But even if she did cheat on her husband, please explain to me how that's better than how that's worse than raping someone. Please explain that to me.
I'm not justifying that.
Well, you sound exactly like you are, because I just said that Donald Trump freaking was sexually assaulted somebody, that he defrauded a children's cancer charity, that he's covering up Epstein's sex trafficking ring, and you brought up her cheating on her husband. Because let's also be clear that Donald Trump also cheated on his first wife with his second wife with his third wife with a porn star while she was pregnant. Okay, so even if she was cheating on her husband, which again she wasn't. Okay, even if she was, Donald Trump has literally cheated on every partner that we know of that he's had.
Yeah, that was a Freudian slip there. I'll give you that. I think that the party as a whole, not the individual, the lesser of two evils is the Republican Party.
Yeah, sir.
That's
That
what it
would
comes
that makes you what we call in my line of work, okay, a partisan simp. Okay, that's
I've
what
never
that
heard that
makes
term
you.
before.
Okay, that is what we call a partisan simp. That is somebody who just shuts their eyes to literally everything bad going on and goes, "Well, it's conservative, so it must be a little better." Well, it's not, sir. It's not. Okay. Currently, right now, we have freaking literally dozens and dozens and dozens of sex trafficking victims who are trying to get justice, and Donald Trump is covering up for them because of that party that you're talking about. And not only just that person that you're talking about, but the Republican Congress right now who is advocating and helping him fucking do it by not holding him to the law, and took forever for them to actually force him to actually release him, and them not even holding him accountable for doing those things. That same Republican Congress who won't allow him to be fucking impeached for those exact fucking crimes that he fucking committed. The same Republican Party who still put him up after he was a 3 to 4 times felon. That same Republican Party is are the people who are literally enforcing all of these horrible, horrific fucking things that Donald Trump is doing, and that is what you are supporting right now. While the Democrats' big policies right now that you apparently can't stand are, let's make sure people don't go bankrupt for their health care, and let's make sure starving children can eat. Horrible, horrific things.
Yeah, I don't believe a lot of what you said is true. I think that that's more on the side of conspiracy, and I would need to see like actual like court statements and documents and things like that to believe that it is actually what's going on.
Sure, your lack of willingness to actually research something before you decide to support someone is your problem, not mine. What I am saying and what I have said to all of the people in here, which between the platforms is about 2,000 people, every single word of what I just said is verifiable with facts. Not only is it verifiable with facts, but I challenge every single person of those 2,000 plus people in here to go check me, and I promise you, you will see that every single word of what I just said is fact.
Can you give me like a website or something where I can go?
Sir,
and do
I
that
said
research?
a lot of things, but you said you wanted court documents, and you can easily see the court documents where the judge in New York said that freaking what Donald Trump did to E. Jean Carroll qualifies as rape under New York law. You can see that. You can watch the video of him saying that freaking he had sex in common with his daughter, or watch the video of him sexualizing a 10-year-old saying I would be dating her in 10 years, right? Where the Trump organization literally was sued and lost for defrauding a children's cancer charity. Where currently, right now, Democrats are begging to get a hold of the Epstein files unredacted, and the Trump administration is against the law doing it. You can look up any of these things and find it from any organization out there. I did not give you some deep dive into something. These are very, very baseline overlaying things that you can easily find. Easily. Use Google, use AI, use Grok, use whatever you want. It's all there.
Okay. Well, hey man, I gotta run, but take care of yourself.
You too. Do some research. Bye-bye. Y'all, if you liked what just happened on that live, if you like what happened, please consider hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate you guys. If you support freaking conversations like this, I'll put in some work over here. I'm actually getting a little sweat going on. Make sure you guys hit that like button, tap that screen, follow, do all that sort of stuff. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Woo. That was maybe he'll come back around. We're not past that. Yo, I need one more hat and mustache from someone who's already sent one so I can clear that out of my gift gallery. If you guys like to support, I really appreciate that. Also, CB, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Bro said, look through the windows of a daycare. Creepy. Hey, thank you so much for the galaxy. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And Brian, thank you so much for the $2 said, have you addressed the blatant fraud yet? I don't know. I think I addressed most of the fraud there. CB, also thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said, why are we worried about oil reserves when they don't produce hardly any? Is a one-time lick. Yeah, exactly. One-time lick is a great way to put that. Thank you so much. And thank you guys so much for the hat and mustache. I appreciate it. Like I said, I'm trying to clear this gift gallery today. Excuse me, not this day on this week, but I'm a little short this week because I've been off all week. But thank you guys so much for it. Big W's in the chat for anybody who sent super chats and supported. And for everybody who just sent those hat and mustaches, I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How old are you?
How old am I? 66.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Sorry?
Do you still support Trump?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Awesome. Why is that?
Yeah, well, I wanted to go by the one of the things that you mentioned earlier with the other gentleman. You said that Trump is and the administration's targeting Minnesota because of fraud, because those people are brown people.
Well, specifically because they're
And-
immigrants, but yeah.
Or because they're immigrants. Immigrants, you said brown people specifically, but immigrants, let's just say. And you said, how come they're doing that in that state and no other state? You can look at it and verify it. And apparently you haven't done your Google search, because if you look on ChatGPT, New York, Arizona, Georgia, California, Illinois, Louisiana, Texas, and others have been targeted for fraud by the feds. Okay. So you're wrong in what you said.
4
And you're
years.
speaking it all as truth.
Sir,
And you're dead wrong.
sir,
And
I
apparently
said,
you haven't done your research.
sir, you apparently misunderstood what I was saying. So let me
No, I
correct
didn't
you.
misunderstand.
Yes, you
You
did. And I'm
said
going
it
to correct you right now.
exactly.
Shh. And I'm going to correct you right now. Sir, I'm not saying that investigations haven't been going on by the federal government in many states. And I'm assuming that all of those states also had multiple freaking investigations into those people. Why is the only one Donald Trump and JD Vance are talking about the Somalians?
The reason why the Somalians came up is because of Nick that went in there as a citizen reporter.
Sir, tons
And
of
he brought
citizens
it to the-
reporters go
he
into
brought
tons
it
of
to
different
the-
states to look at different fraud claims. Why are they only talking about that one, sir? With all of
They're
those
not
investigations,
only
sir.
talking about
Okay, then
that
please
one.
show
If
then
you-
please
if you
show me
listen-
then sir, then please show me where Donald Trump talked about a single one of those other fraud cases publicly.
If you listened to the administration today, they said that there's 1,500 in various states ongoing investigations that are very similar to what's going on in Minnesota.
Mhm.
Apparently, you need to watch the news.
Oh, I
instead
did,
of
sir. I
creating
watch
your
I
own
watch
news.
the news all the time, sir.
Well, you're
Why
creating your
did
own
Donald
news, and
Trump
it's
say that
false.
because of this Somalians are garbage people?
The ones that have
Nope, he did not say that.
perpetrated
He did
what
not say
they've
that. He
done?
said Somalians are garbage people, and they all need to go back to their country, including talking
Show me
about
the
Ilhan
clip. You're-
Ilhan Omar, including Ilhan
You're
Omar.
on the- You're on the video. Go ahead and show me the clip.
Sir, you're on the phone.
You
I
don't
can't
have
show
the
you a
clip.
clip. Sure I can.
Okay, exactly.
Yeah, I easily can. I can show everybody else.
Okay.
You can
Well,
go watch
ahead
it
and
later
show
if you
everybody
want.
else the clip. I don't know that you have the clip, but even if you do,
This is not hard to find, sir. Again, maybe you need to do more of your research.
Those Somali people that have perpetrated that fraud.
That's not
on
what he
the
said.
American people.
That's not what he said.
Okay. Well, that's the fact of it, and if you took it,
But
some
that's
other way,
not
maybe
what
you took
he
it
said,
wrong.
sir.
Well, maybe you took it wrong.
Maybe I took
Somalians
Because you
ripped
were wrong
off
on
that
the other
state
thing, and I
for.
just showed you. I showed you.
Okay,
the
well let's
research.
see
You-
if all
you
these
can go
people
ahead
think
and
that I took it
ChatGPT
wrong.
if
Sound
you
good?
want. Say again?
Somalians ripped off that state
Say
for
again?
billions of dollars. Billions.
Everyone's watching the
Every
video
year.
proving me right.
Billions of dollars. And they contribute nothing. The welfare is like 88%. They contribute nothing. I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you, okay? Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care.
They did.
I don't want them in our country. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks, and we don't want them in our country. I can say that about other countries, too. I can say it about other countries, too. We don't want them to hell. We have to rebuild our country. You know, our country's at a tipping point. We could go bad. We're at a tipping point. I don't know if people mind me saying that, but I'm saying it. We could go one way or the other, and we're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country.
All right, sir. Well, Donald Trump just said that we were taking in a bunch of garbage into our country.
The ones that perpetrated the fraud.
Not what
are
he said,
garbage,
sir. Everyone just heard it. Okay, so you can keep saying
Yeah.
that all you want. does not change
No,
that he did not say
said-
that.
he
He said
said
Somalians come from a
Somalians-
garbage country. I want them to go back to their
said-
garbage country, and we have to stop letting people in from their garbage country. He did not say people that commit fraud. He said Somalians. That's all he said. So that means all of them, sir. And again, he goes on to talk about Ilhan Omar, right, who has committed no fraud, who is a U.S. citizen and a U.S. congresswoman.
No, he didn't say all Somalians. He said Somalians. Right. No, it doesn't mean all of them. It doesn't mean it. Now, if I told you horses are female, that doesn't mean all horses are female, because some horses are female. So he did not use the word all. Would you agree with me?
I'm pretty sure he actually did. Should we play it again?
No, go ahead.
But it doesn't matter
He
whether
said
he said
all?
all or not, sir.
All Somalians?
Sir, if I say, you know, white people are grapists, what does that mean?
Say again?
If I say white people are grapists, what does that mean?
Well, it does matter.
I'm saying, what does that mean?
Well, some white people are rapists.
No, it means I am generalizing the entire group. Okay, I am generalizing the entire group and saying because of that entire group, sir, that they are more likely to be this or that they fall into this category, sir.
You have
That is what I
generalized
am
the
saying,
entire
sir.
group.
Sir, now if I said all white people, that would mean that every single person was like that. But when I say just white people, right, I am generalizing the entire group into one. The same way that Donald Trump is generalizing all Somalians into one. When he says Somalians, he does not need to say all. That's not how the English language works.
No, it does. It does. That is how the English language works.
Well then, sir,
That's
I
why
think that
have
you
the-
need to go. I know you said you're in your 60s, but I would advise taking an English 101 class at your local community college because no, it's not.
No. You know what? You need to get off the Trump derangement syndrome and realize.
And you need to get
that
off the
reason-
racist xenophobe syndrome.
No. Oh, okay. Racist xenophobe. Why? Because.
Because
what
you
color
are
am I?
literally freaking sane washing and trying to justify Donald Trump's blatantly xenophobic and racist comments, right? You are up here trying to justify it as if we didn't all hear exactly what the fuck he just said. Okay, we all heard it. I'm sure you heard it. Okay, you're the one that's justifying his actions. All right, not me. I'm the one who freaking goes up and says that type of rhetoric, regardless of who says it, whether they're Republican, Democrat, Donald Trump, or someone else, white, black, or anyone in fucking between. When you make those comments, those are horribly bad comments that put people at risk, that endanger people, okay, due to their rhetoric. And I stand up against anybody who does that, regardless of the side, while you just simp for Trump because he said it.
No, let me ask you a question. Do you like Republicans?
Do I like the current state
Yeah.
of the Republican Party? No, absolutely not.
Okay, you don't like Republicans? Is that what you're saying?
No, I just said what I said.
So you don't like all Republicans, right?
Do I like the stance of the Republican Party right now? No.
No, I said Republicans, and that meant all Republicans. That's what you're saying.
Do I like all Republicans? No, there's tons of Republicans that stand up against people like Donald Trump and against the fascist nature of his policies, against his horrific immigration policies, against his
So
horrible
you
economic
like
policies.
Republicans?
There's Republicans right now that are standing up against his unlawful attacks in Venezuela. There are tons of Republicans that are standing up against Donald Trump, and I like those Republicans.
So you like Republicans?
I like some Republicans.
Okay.
I don't.
But
I
if
like
you say
some
you like
Democrats.
Republicans,
I like some socialists. I like some centrists. I
Wait,
like some
wait.
of all sorts
So
of people, sir.
You're using the word some to describe, when you say you like Republicans, you're using the word some. You didn't say all. And just like he said.
Right, sir.
he
But what I didn't say is I do
some
like Republicans or I don't
He
like
didn't
Republicans,
say
sir.
all
If I was to say
Somalians.
I like Republicans, then that would mean I would like all Republicans. If I said I dislike Republicans, that would also mean I dislike generally Republicans. Generally. Just as a general notion, I dislike Republicans. But that's not what I said. I said some. right? I said some because I was specifying that there are some that I like and some that I don't. If I was to say I dislike Republicans, I am generalizing all Republicans, okay, and saying that I generally dislike them. So when Donald Trump says Somalians, he is saying generally Somalians are garbage people.
You did say that when I asked you if you like Republicans, you
Sir,
said no.
I have really like
And
so
then-
much, sir,
and then
sir,
I
sir.
asked
Hey,
you,
listen,
do you like-
hey, shh. I have so many better things to do than to teach you what your middle school English teacher should have taught you. Okay?
No,
like
you
truth,
just know
sir.
that you can't
sir,
win the argument.
Sir, I have
That's it.
no. I've already won the argument 10 minutes ago, and now I'm tired of talking about it. Okay?
Oh, yeah,
I
you're
have,
losing the
sir.
argument, so go ahead and hang up if
Your
you want.
teacher, your English teacher, I hope lost her ability to teach or his ability to teach because they did not deserve to teach English, because they did not teach you what they should have taught you in middle school. But I don't get paid enough to reteach it to you. Okay? I don't. All right? So I'm tired of
Let's
teaching
go-
you
let's go
what
back to why you
what the
don't like
generalization
Donald Trump.
of words means, okay? This is
Let's go
simple
back to why
English
you
and
don't
I'm not
like
doing it
Donald Trump.
anymore.
Why don't you like Donald Trump?
Because I don't like bad presidents.
Okay, do you like what Donald Trump, how he closed the border when Biden had it open?
First of all, the Biden didn't have the border open and he didn't close the border.
Okay,
And
what-
he
do you-
also stopped the border from actually being more secure quicker.
Do you like the fact that under Trump, the people crossing the border are way down from what it was under Biden?
The legal entries at ports of entry are down.
No, the illegal entry.
Incorrect. The border encounters at legal ports of entry is down. Because Donald
Oh,
Trump
now
has
you're just
effectively.
lying.
Okay. Well, me and Customs and Border Protection are lying. You got
No.
the truth,
No,
sir.
good.
Me and Customs and Border Protection are lying. You nailed it. Okay?
Who did Customs and Border Protection support for this past election?
I assuming they supported
Donald
Trump. That doesn't change that they reported exactly what I just said.
No. How many illegally aliens entered the country in the last year?
In the last year, we don't have those numbers yet.
What do you think?
What do I think? I don't guess on how many undocumented immigrants entered the country. Sir, I work off of empirical evidence and data, not off of my hunch.
Yeah, okay. All right. But you're telling me that the numbers aren't what Donald Trump is saying they are. Is that what you're saying?
Donald Trump hasn't actually given a number. He just talks about border encounters.
No, he said the border entries are down.
Yeah, the border entries are down, but border encounters are down.
Right. Illegal.
Nope. He says that. That's not true. Border encounters is usually just anybody who the border encounter. It's just who they encounter, right? It doesn't mean anybody who didn't get around them.
Yeah. So, man, I don't think you even know what you're talking about, honestly, man.
Well, sir, I think that honestly,
what else do you
sir.
don't like about Trump? Let me ask you this.
Here's what I don't
Did
like
you
about
want-
Trump, sir, that
are-
ICE
were
is
you-
literally gunning down American citizens in U.S. soil right now. How about that?
Say again?
I don't like that Donald Trump is sending out ICE to U.S. cities to gun down American citizens. What do you like? Why do you like that so much?
Okay, so what you just said is he's sending ICE to gun down American citizens.
Yep, just killed two more people
because
this evening.
You just said ICE, and you didn't say some people in ICE, and you said
No,
you're
I'm
saying
giving a
all
generalization
ICE
of ICE. ICE is in
that's
these
the
cities, and generally
generalization.
they are fucking killing people.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. I'm not confused
No,
about
they're
about the English language, sir. Please stop trying to
No,
go
they're
back to
not.
it.
They
just killed that lady in Minnesota, and now they just killed two more people in Portland. What do you feel about that?
I'm sorry. So you need to go back to your news. The person that got shot in Minnesota was not shot by ICE. Do you know that?
Oh, who was she shot by?
You don't even know. Customs and Border Patrol. That's who she
Oh.
was shot by. So you're demonizing ICE when you don't even know who shot her.
Yeah, you're absolutely unequivocally wrong. It was ICE.
No, go look it up, man.
Yeah, I did.
Again, you must not watch the news.
Sir, I literally have it on my screen right now.
No, you have not.
Literally, I did.
Go ahead, show it.
It's literally on video, dude. Are you fucking
Go
kidding
ahead
right
and
now?
show it.
Is this a
It's
joke?
Customs and Border Patrol is who fired that shot.
Nope. It is not.
Yes, it is.
All right, I'll put it on the screen. Woman killed by ICE agent was mother of 3, poet, and new to Minneapolis. That was pretty easy to find.
But shot by who?
ICE.
No, it was not ICE.
Sir, again, you said pull it up. I put it on the screen for everybody. It's ICE. Sir, what does ICE stand for?
What does ICE stand for?
What? No, I'm asking you a question, sir. What does ICE stand for?
I believe it stands for Immigrant Control and Enforcement.
Close. Immigration and Customs Enforcement.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, they're the ones who shot her and killed her in cold blood.
Mm-hmm. No.
Yes.
What? Now, why are you making that? Why are you making that comment? In fact,
Because it was in cold blood.
Governor Walz of Minnesota just said that that's a false statement. He said it's not.
I don't give a fuck what Governor Walz said. I saw 5 different angles of that video. She was killed in cold fucking blood.
Well, that's your opinion.
That's not my opinion. That's what's on tape.
Well, her vehicle struck the agent.
It did not. And actually, we have video proof that did not happen.
Come on, man. I saw the video.
You saw a video. I've seen
Anybody who sees
5.
The video can see it. Anybody can see the videos to see it.
Yeah, they can.
And the agent went to the hospital.
Closely.
The agent
This
walked
is
away.
The agent who shoots the driver.
Well, limping.
He walks around.
No, he was not limping.
You saw that. Yeah, he
Pick
was
up and
limping.
walk.
Come on, man.
Oh,
Pull
really?
Up the video. Pull
Gladly.
up the video and see if he was
Gladly.
limping.
Toward the vehicle.
Go ahead.
Gladly.
Moments later, shots are fired.
It's insane.
Let's look at the scene again more closely. This is the agent who shoots the driver. He walks around the car filming and disappears from view. Other agents pull up and order the driver to exit her vehicle.
You still there?
Oh, yeah, we're watching the video showing you're a liar.
One of them grabs at the door handle and reaches inside. The SUV reverses, then turns right, apparently attempting to leave.
Yeah, pull up the video.
At the same time, the agent filming crosses toward the left of the vehicle and grabs his gun. He opens fire on the motorist and continues shooting as she drives past. The moment the agent fires, he is standing here, to the left of the SUV, and the wheels are pointing to the right, away from the agent. This appears to conflict with allegations that the SUV was ramming or about to ram the officer.
Doesn't look like he's
President
fucking limping,
Trump
does it?
And
said
there
the
it
federal
is, limping
agent was
right
hit by
there.
the SUV,
There he
often
was
pointing to
limping
another video
as
filmed
she
from a
drove
different angle.
away. You saw him limping towards the car as the
Limping
car got,
towards the car before he shot her?
No, that agent right
Sir,
there.
we
starts walking.
just watched the video of him not limping. Please
That-
stop.
That agent right there.
He
started
murdered
walking.
that woman.
No,
Hey. No offense. No, that's a lie. With all offense, there is a 37-year-old mother of 3 American citizen who was gunned down in cold blood and murdered by ICE
Yeah,
agents.
and that's
Because
insane.
shut the fuck up, I'm talking. Because
Go ahead.
people like you support people like Donald Trump.
No,
She
that's
is
not
only
true.
dead. That blood is on your fucking hands. That
Let
blood
me
is on
ask you
your
this, man.
fucking hands. The reason why those freaking ICE agents are in that spot is because of people like you. That blood is on your fucking hands.
No, it's
and the
on
reason
your
and
hands, and I'll
you
tell
and
you
for you
why.
to sit up here and for you to fucking sit up here and fucking try to justify it as if he was somehow in the fucking right when the video obviously shows that he was fully to the left of the vehicle and the vehicle was not driving towards him by the time he fucking shot and that he was not injured or hit in any way, shape, and form. The fact that you will sit up here and fucking defend it is exactly why it's your fucking fault. Exactly why.
That's not true.
I hope you have fucking nightmares about it, but I know you
when
won't
he-
because
if-
that would
if
require
when he
empathy.
shot-
I know
if
that
when
you
he
won't
shot
because
the
that would
gun-
require empathy, and you don't have any of that.
if when he shot the gun, he was to the side of the vehicle, how did the shot go through the windshield, sir?
Sir, it is literally 4 inches off the fucking windshield. Can you not understand how someone could be to the left of a vehicle, shoot towards the windshield, and hit it?
That could happen.
It
But
did
you know
happen.
why-
We
you
can
know
see
why
it
that-
on video.
You know why that whole thing is happening? Because
Donald Trump wants to try to fucking because Donald Trump wants to call Somalians fucking garbage people. That is why.
Joe
Because
Biden
Donald
let
Trump
10
wants to call fucking immigrants garbage people, and he wants to do that so he can use his fucking ICE Gestapo to fucking go to
that's not
Minnesota
right.
to fucking try
That's
to
not
enforce some fucking bullshit in which he uses to then end up gunning down American citizens. That is why it fucking happened. That is why it fucking happened. And people like you fucking justifying him calling him those things, that is why it's fucking happening.
Gestapo, that's why the lady is brainwashed that's trying to block ICE. What ICE is doing is legal, and it's law enforcement, sir. Apparently you're against law enforcement.
Oh, no,
They're
sir. I'm very,
enforcing
very
the
much
law.
for law enforcement, but I am also for law accountability, sir. I am for law accountability because when law enforcement agents that fucking make bad fucking decisions that end up shooting unarmed mothers of 3, okay, they should be held fucking accountable for their fucking actions because that is
And
not
he
legal.
will be
Not
held
only that, sir.
accountable, sir.
Not only
You
that, sir. Not only that, sir. It is illegal in the United States to shoot at a moving vehicle. Did you know that?
You're not, sir. You're not judge.
Oh,
or
I
jury.
guess you don't support the law then, sir. I guess you
No,
don't
that-
support the
you're-
fucking law
you're-
because I'm up here talking about the fucking law. I guess you
No.
have no fucking problem with that. Not to mention the fact that ICE doesn't even have jurisdiction to pull over an American citizen.
You're not judge or jury, sir.
No, we're not allowed to have judge and jury, sir.
Will be
We're not allowed to have
investigated.
judge and jury, sir, because the president you support, okay, won't allow an independent investigation into this officer, and JD Vance just said he has full immunity. They're not even allowing a judge and jury to investigate the situation because the vice president of the fucking United States just gave full fucking immunity to the person who did it.
Well, I don't believe that he gave immunity.
I don't give a
the
fuck
vice
what the fuck
president
you
can't
believe,
give
sir.
immunity,
I honestly
sir.
could not give a fuck what the
The
fuck you
vice
believe.
president can't give immunity. You're an idiot.
Oh, but the president
The
can. You don't think the vice
president can't
president
give
sits, and
immunity.
you don't think the vice president speaks for the fucking president there? You don't think that?
The vice president can't give immunity.
I'm very
sir.
fucking aware from that. Did you not hear what the fuck I just said?
Yeah, no, the president didn't give immunity.
Oh, okay. Well, the
And
president just
FBI
stopped
is-
the Minnesota from being able to
the
investigate it.
FBI
Well, sir, the
FBI
president.
is
Well,
doing
sir,
the
the president,
investigation.
sir,
If you listen
sir,
to
the
Walsh
president.
on TV today,
Oh, gotcha,
he
gotcha.
said
So
that the FBI
Minnesota won't allow him to do it.
has-
Mm-hmm.
The FBI has
Listen to this
jurisdiction-
piece of shit, dude.
jurisdiction in this
Listen to
situation.
this piece of shit.
That's the fact. You're spewing stuff that is not the fact, sir. I don't even know who.
Did they or did they not stop Minnesota from investigating the murder of one of their people? Yes or no?
Say again.
Did they or did they not stop Minnesota from being able to investigate this crime? Did or did not Kristi Noem call this an act of domestic fucking terrorism?
Minnesota has no jurisdiction of this crime, sir.
Yeah.
Look it up. Look it up.
So you don't find it weird that the
Minnesota
federal
has
that
no
literally it's going to be
jurisdiction
moved
of
to
this
federally, but JD Vance said that this person will have full immunity. You don't believe that?
JD Vance can't give immunity. I already told you that.
Gotcha. You don't have a so you condemn JD Vance and President Trump for not freaking going against him on that.
Say again.
So you can come out and say right now that you condemn JD Vance for saying that he has full immunity, and you condemn Donald Trump for not coming over the top and saying JD Vance was wrong, and that we will have a full investigation. You
It
condemn
doesn't
them for
matter
that.
what JD Vance.
No, I'm
JD
saying, but
does
JD
not-
Vance
he
works for
can't give
hey,
immunity.
JD Vance works for Donald Trump, right? So Donald Trump should have condemned what JD Vance said. So you are against Donald
not
Trump for
how
not
that
condemning
works,
it. Oh,
sir.
it's not. So when JD Vance says something, the president can't come over the top and say something else.
Oh, he
Or
could,
he's,
but
but
he
he's
doesn't
just
have
choosing
to.
not to.
He doesn't have to.
Oh, he doesn't have to. You know why he doesn't have to, sir? You know why he doesn't have
look,
to? Because he fucking believes it, sir. Because he fucking believes it. How have you become such a horrible, inhumane, non-empathetic human being? Where in your
That's
life
you,
did your
sir.
life fucking
Why
turn?
are you?
Sir,
why
where
are
in
you
your life did it
for-
fucking turn that you became such a horrible fucking human being? Truthfully. Truthfully. I think it is sad that people like you fucking exist. Okay? I don't care what you think, sir. I've muted you because you are a disgrace to the fucking United States. You are a disgrace to this live, and you don't deserve to be fucking platformed on here anymore. Okay? I am literally just leaving you on here to tell you that you're a piece of shit that lacks empathy and basic humanity for other human beings. Okay? And literally, if this was the fucking 1930s, you'd be on the side of the Nazis. And that's all I want to fucking tell you, okay? Fuck off. Anyways, y'all, please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Also, if you'd like to support the live, I did put up a crazy live goal because that was like my biggest one to hit for lighting up my gift gallery. So if you'd like support, I'd really appreciate that. Also, I do have super chats, super stickers. I've seen a few of the super chats coming through. I really, really appreciate that. That means a lot. I've been off for like 4 days. So thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm tired. No, I'm sorry. I'm only dealing with fucking Nazis for so long. Okay? Sorry. I'm only dealing with Nazis for so long. Ramon, thank you so much for the $5 Cash App. I appreciate that. Said, wonder if that was his daughter or wife. Yeah, exactly. I wonder if that was his daughter or wife, what he would have to say about that. Mishi, thank you so much for the whale diving. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Y'all, please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. W's in the chat for Mishi for hitting that whale diving. I think that was the biggest one that I needed for my gift gallery. I'm trying to clear this thing out, dude. I got excited after last year. Thank you so much. We're going to move on to the next caller. Keep this thing going. Carolyn, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Said, Paulie is eating tonight. Get him. I've been off for 3 days. I've had a lot of like wound up energy, okay? I'm getting a little wound up energy over here. I hope you guys are feeling that. Thank you guys so much. Derek, thank you so much for the $5. Said, how can this guy hear this clip and still try to gaslight where Republicans really said Republicans are just as delusional as that Cheeto-looking dumbass? Truthfully, they have simped so hard. Absolutely crazy. Thank you so much, Derek. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Also, I'm seeing all the Jules, Alan, Grace, Raging. I thank you guys so much. I appreciate those. Given, thank you so much for the $10. Said, at this point, I'm convinced that most Trump supporters like being dominated. Is it a masochist thing? It might be a masochist thing. Patsy, thank you so much for the $10. Said thank you. And Bam Morale, thank you so much for the $5. Said tell him, Polly. I really appreciate that. Sorry, I've been like waiting to get that off my chest for a bit, y'all. I've been waiting to get that off my chest for a bit. I've been all wound up over here, man. I've been in a hotel room all by myself. I've just been ready to go at it, man. Woo! Thank you guys so much. Give me a W's in chat for everybody who sent super chats, super stickers. For Mishi for that whale diving, I really, really appreciate that. We're all riled up now. We're all wound up. I'm gonna come at you like a spider monkey. I'm all hyped up on Mountain Dew. Let's go, y'all. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I'm all hyped up on Mountain Dew. Sorry, guys. I'm laughing because I have to, or I'm just going to get like real mad. You know what I'm saying? So I got to laugh it off a little bit. Hello, how are you?
Hello. I want to comment, please.
You what?
I want to comment.
You want to comment on what?
On the why do you still support Trump?
All right. Why do you still support Trump?
Are you alive?
Nope.
Okay, then what happened is that I think that the leader Trump and we.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Hello, how are you?
Hello, how you doing? I'm good.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 26.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Not really. No, I was more so calling about the Venezuela thing.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. I am looking for Trump supporters right now. It doesn't sound like you really support him, so I'm gonna.
Okay, my bad.
No worries. Another time, man. Hello. How are you? Hello?
Hello?
Is this the same guy?
Yes, I don't know what happened. It's very difficult to talk to you. I just want to say that that Trump and his people can decide what is the cause of the crime. Doesn't matter what he can decide that the cause itself is that the woman was violent, the woman...
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
39.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
Awesome. Why is that?
He's doing what other presidents said they were going to do.
I-
You can go back and look at videos yourself
Sure.
of Biden himself saying that we need to go get the drug dealers themselves. Biden himself put the $25 million bounty on the dictator from Venezuela. And he went in and did it. He's even getting support from Senator Fetterman, a Democrat, for what
Senator
he did.
Fetterman's barely a Democrat, but whatever.
He's still a Democrat. And guess
Yeah,
what?
he has.
He's
He also,
supporting
he also
what Trump
has
did.
lack of support from other people like Thomas Massey and other Republicans. So what?
So the fact
Yeah,
of the matter is,
fuck
a
Fetterman.
Democrat
Fetterman can go
president-
fuck himself, straight up.
Such wonderful language.
Oh, did I hurt your fifis?
No, but you're just
All right, then
a
stop
raging
fucking whining
liberal
and just
tard.
fucking
You're
go.
a fucking bully piece of shit.
Oh, with the ad homs. I bet you this guy calls himself a Christian also.
I actually do. Thank you very much.
Oh, such great Christian language. Guys, there's no hate like Christian love. Never forget that.
There's no hate like liberal hate that you show every time you go live.
Sir, you're the one who just called me a bunch of names. I didn't call you anything.
After you start dropping F-bombs. So again, you
Sir,
open
me
the
saying
door.
the word fuck is not saying anything mad about
Any
you.
court would say you open the door for
Sir,
that.
sir, me saying the word fuck did not say anything against you. Okay? That is just a word, okay? A word that hurt your little fragile your
Congratulations, you
little
know a
fragile ego.
dictionary.
But I have not said anything negatively about you. Okay? And I'm sorry that your dad didn't hug you enough.
That's
and I'm
a
sure
shock
that
because
probably,
you literally
like
bully every other
brings
caller.
up a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, sir? But would you like to go back to the point, or are your fifis too hurt to continue?
Yeah, I would like to go back
Well,
to
then
the
can you
point.
hurry
if
the
could-
fuck up?
If you could do it civilly.
I am doing it civilly, sir.
You're really not. You bully every caller.
Sir, how am I bullying
Because they don't
you?
agree with your ideology.
Sir, how am I bullying you?
You have bullied every caller.
Sir,
If you
how
would pay
am I
attention,
bullying
actually
you? It was a
if you
simple
would
question,
open
sir.
This is how
Sir,
you bully people.
Sir,
because
how-
you intentionally
all right,
get
sir,
them riled up.
This is the
You
last
don't listen
time
to
I'm
people.
doing this, sir.
You scream
Sir,
over them, and I can
There's
scream
only
over
one
you too.
person screaming right now, and that's you.
No, sir, that's you. Because
Oh,
you
I'm
will not
screaming.
let people talk.
This is
you
me
will
screaming.
go over them,
Guys,
and you will
apparently
not
this
let
is
them
screaming.
speak.
Sir, MAGA, will you guys please do me a favor and please raise your children better? Because I get really sick of these grown people like whose MAGA parents didn't raise them. Okay, and now I have to raise
At least
their
my
children.
daddy didn't
for
walk
them.
out on my mama like yours did.
No, actually, my dad didn't. Actually,
And
yeah.
that woman in
He is
Minnesota,
dead though.
if you would read Law Enforcement, she tried to hit them. I've seen 4 different views from CNN
I already
alone.
played the view, sir, that showed that he was already on the side of the vehicle.
She
Therefore,
was
she had no.
interfering with law enforcement. She attempted to use her vehicle as a weapon.
All right, I'm muting you now. If you can't be quiet and let me finish a sentence, then there's no point in continuing
Well,
this
how
conversation.
fucking...
All right, I'm muting you. I already showed the entire crowd video, sir, that showed that by the time he fired, he was already all the way to the left of the vehicle. So therefore, she posed no threat to him. Also, he continued to fire after she was well past him. Okay, so no, that is not interfering. By the way, interfering with with a police thing is not a death sentence. Okay, fleeing a scene is not a death sentence. None of those things are legal
Using
according
your
to the law.
vehicle is...
Yeah, losing your vehicle would be if she was trying
Using
to
your
hit him.
vehicle as a weapon.
Absolutely,
She
but her,
attempted
sir,
to
I,
hit
sir,
a law
I am
enforcement
still
agent.
talking.
Congratulations, you were going to mute me. Okay, so now I'm going to talk, and you're...
All right, well, now I will mute you. Sir, again, I already showed everyone the video, okay? He was very much out of the way of the vehicle by the time he fired. This is not in question, okay? She could not have hit him because he was already on the side of the vehicle. If you looked at where the shot was, it came from the side of the vehicle, sir. He murdered her in cold blood, okay? And no matter how much you try to justify it, Okay. It does not change that it fucking happened. Okay. It does not change what happened. All right. So I'm sorry that your fifis are all hurt. It's okay. All right. But it sounds like you should probably move on to something you are better educated on, which literally sounds like literally fucking anything.
Are you ready to listen yet?
Not if you're just going to fucking keep yelling and screaming and using ad homs. No. I'll just
Well,
move on to the next caller.
You're the one that started the F-bombs, but let's look at this from a logical point of view.
So we already did
She
that.
attempted to use her vehicle
She did
as a
not.
weapon.
She did not.
Yes, she
I already
did.
played the video. So.
Law enforcement was behind them. She attempted to back up into them. She was
She did
where
not.
she wasn't
There was
supposed
no one
to be
behind her.
interfering with a law enforcement agency doing its duty.
All right, y'all. While
She
he's
refused
lying,
lawful
I will
order.
put up
She
the
was
video.
told to get out of the vehicle, and she
He
refused.
opens fire on the
That's
motorist and
undeniable.
continues shooting as she drives past. The moment the agent fires, he is standing here to the left.
It is
Do
undeniable.
you see right there, sir, y'all? I'm playing this video again, okay? Where he is standing when he fires, okay? He is left of the
After she
vehicle.
refused a lawful order to
Refusing a
exit the
lawful
vehicle.
order to not exit the vehicle does not, under any law, allow the law enforcement officer to shoot her. So shush.
If his
When
own
he fires,
safety is at
his
risk,
safety is not at
after
risk,
using-
sir, because
Dude, she
again,
used
sir,
her vehicle
sir,
trying to hit them.
sir,
That's your vehicle as a weapon, and he's asking,
sir,
telling her to get out
sir,
of the vehicle that
sir,
she used as a
sir,
weapon,
sir.
and she's refusing.
Hey, dumbass, shut up.
Hey, mother.
I have the video, and literally it is showing right here that he was out. I is listening, sir. Sir, under what law, sir, under what law does, if someone says get out of the vehicle, if a police officer says get out of the vehicle, and then the person does not get out of the vehicle, under what law does that say that law enforcement officer is allowed to fucking murder her?
He did not murder.
No, I
her,
asked you a
as
question,
you
sir.
say.
When does it give
And
the law
I'm telling
enforcement
you,
officer?
if you will fucking shut your fucking mouth for a minute and listen.
Oh man, he is so sad.
You don't fucking listen.
Yeah, I know. He's
and you are
recording
a
me
piece
for
of
his
shit.
clan
You don't
meeting.
let people talk.
All right, sir.
You are.
Well, I'm about
you
to
just
let
talk over
somebody
them.
else talk because you are a waste of fucking time. Okay.
And you're a waste of life. You are a waste of fucking life.
Uh-huh.
You're a liberal piece of shit.
Uh-huh.
God will forgive you one day for your indiscrepancies and your bullshit.
Yeah, sir. I'm sure that God is totally looking down on you and saying, "Wow, I love how He is literally
God is looking
justifying
down
murder."
saying, hey, you're trying to justify what's going on in this country to an idiot that won't open his ears or open his mind to other people's
Guys,
thoughts.
can we get 666 in the chat, y'all? Can we get a big 666 in the chat for this? For
Yeah,
this,
you
for
probably
this
worship the
Christian
devil,
that is
too.
definitely going to hell. Like 100%.
Yeah, at least I know what I am,
God,
unlike you.
'cause
You're
I'm
a
pretty
clickbait
sure,
piece
I'm
of crap
pretty
that
sure
doesn't have a
in the
job, doesn't have a
Bible-
life, and does
I'm
this
pretty
for
sure the
getting
Bible
love from
specifically
people.
says, "Thou
You
shalt
get
not
excited
kill."
over whale diving. Oh my God!
Yeah, thank you for that
You
second
have
whale
no
diving
life.
too. I really
You're
appreciate
pathetic.
that.
You really are
Sir,
a pathetic
sir,
human being.
My kid
You're
actually,
a pathetic
my
human
kid
being.
actually talks to
Pathetic.
me something that
Really
you'll never
pathetic.
have the joy of. Okay, my kid actually talks to me something you'll never have the joy of. Okay, I know he's so jealous of me. It's crazy how jealous these MAGAs are of me. It's really, really wild. It's really, really wild how jealous they are of me. Isn't it sad? Isn't it sad? No love like Christian hate, y'all. No love like Christian hate. All right, let's keep this thing going. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I'm trying to change my live gift goal, but it won't let me. It won't let me change it. I think it's broken again. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. And whoever sent me that other whale diving, thank you so much. It's Sarah. Thank you so much for that whale diving, Sarah. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. That really, really means a lot. Thank you so much. I'm doing good. How old are you?
37.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Not in everything he does.
Oh, just in the fascist murder part?
You'd have to clarify what you mean by that.
Oh, I mean, if you don't know, then we're already in trouble, sir.
I mean, you could say it's ICE. You could say it's Venezuela. You could say a lot of things that he's a murderer. I just wanted to know what you were specifically
The fact
meaning.
that you can pick out so many times and still support him is pretty crazy.
I mean, what can you name a president that hasn't killed anybody?
A president that hasn't killed anyone? Oh, I'm sure
Yeah.
most presidents have killed someone someplace, but whether you've killed someone or you're gunning down American citizens is two very different things. Don't you agree?
I mean, I agree that murder is murder. It's all. I mean, it's all like it shouldn't happen, but unfortunately, it does. I mean, all presidents have had to, unfortunately, take the lives of people to what they, to better this country is what they believe. Or
Yeah, of course, sir.
and I'm
There's
not-
been plenty of presidents that have gone out and they have done drone strikes and military strikes in foreign countries to stop things like terrorism, for things like war, for things, all sorts of oil. They've done it for oil. They've done it for all sorts of things, sir. That is a lot different, sir, than Donald Trump coming on television saying, I'm deploying a bunch of ICE agents to a city, and then those ICE agents going and murdering people. Don't you think?
I think what happened to the lady was it didn't need to happen. And overall, I would say, ICE has a job, and it's a job that needs to be done. Illegal immigration is being overrun, and even Obama, every president has done it. It's just that Trump is the one coming out on the press conferences saying we're doing this, and we're in the age of social media where it's all being broadcast for the world to see. And that guy that shot that woman, he could have got out the way. He had time to move out the way.
He could have got out of the way. He did get out of the way.
Yeah, he did get out the way. You're right. And you're a smart guy. I can tell.
But there's a difference, okay? There's a difference between deporting people. There's a difference between having secure borders. There's a difference between having good immigration laws, okay? And Donald Trump, who is literally building concentration camps for immigrants, and not just building concentration camps, bragging about them, right? Taking photo ops at them, or having his administration take photo ops at them, or Donald Trump, who is sending people to foreign prisons like CCOT, which are very worldwide well known for torturing people both physically, sexually, mentally, right? That's what he's doing, right? Who is literally going and separating families, leaving children out in the snow, zip tied, right? Who is sending his thugs out to fucking, to pepper spray fucking priests or shoot innocent mothers. Okay. If it was just him going after criminals or him trying to secure the border, I don't think very many people have a hard time with that, sir. That is not an issue. And in fact, at this point in 2025, Donald Trump deported less people than Joe Biden did last year. Okay. But the reason why you don't hear about all these inhumane acts is because the point of Donald Trump's immigration policy is to be inhumane. That's the entire point of it. That's what it's there for. It's there to be inhumane. It's there to lack empathy. It's there to intimidate, to scare, right? To strike fear into people, to treat people horribly, right? That's the purpose of it, right? And so that's the issue. The issue is Donald Trump, the way Donald Trump is doing things, because the way things are done in this country matters.
Yeah, you said a lot to unpack there. I guess one of the first questions I have is, and you can educate me, I'm always open-minded to be educated. What are these reports you're talking about of the sexual torture of the people? Like, I'm unaware of this.
Yeah,
You
so
said they
Donald
were
Trump sent over
sexually-
200 prisoners where he's paid $6 million in tax money in order to send people to a prison called CCOT in El Salvador, which is well known for physical and sexual torture.
Well, then I don't doubt that that's happening if it's in El Salvador. So
Yeah.
that's terrible.
And then
that's-
when
that's-
60 Minutes went to go do a special on it, a special 60 Minutes episode, to talk about the horrible things that are happening in places like CCOT, Donald Trump had his little buddy Larry Ellison, right, who had Barry Weiss running 60 Minutes, kill the story, so that people wouldn't get out about all the horrible treatment of these, of these people that Donald Trump is using our tax dollars to send to this prison.
All right, let me ask you something really important. Are you a person that you hate Trump no matter what he does? Like, and be honestly with me, man. I don't care.
Sir, I
just
think the
wanna
things
know,
that
like-
Donald Trump has done can outweigh almost any good thing the bad things that he has done can outweigh almost any good thing. Unless this man literally personally cures fucking cancer tomorrow or something like that, I don't see what he can do to outweigh the bad that he's done. That's the issue, sir.
Can you tell me anything good that he's done?
Sure, sir. He freaking got rid of paper straws, which I fucking hated. In his first term, he did things like freaking, increase the penalties for people that did, that committed animal abuse, right? Currently in this administration, he's getting rid of things like TSA having to take off their shoes. People having to take off their shoes to go through TSA. All right. He dropped the marijuana schedule down from Schedule 3 to Schedule 1. Right. And he did Operation Warp Speed, which if he hadn't told people to inject freaking, horse fucking dewormers and disinfectants into their system, probably would have saved millions and millions of more lives than it saved. OK, those are all good things that Donald Trump did. Right. While I hate the way that Donald Trump did it and the fact that it was illegal and unconstitutional and broke international law, I do believe that Maduro being not out there doing stuff is probably better for the world. Okay, even though, again, it was illegal, unconstitutional, and against international law and broke pretty much every ratified treaty that we had. Okay, but those things don't outweigh, okay, the blatant fucking inhumanity that he is fucking doing to this nation, the horrible economic policies he's done, the millions of people that died due to COVID under his fucking watch. Okay, his complete xenophobia versus any type of fucking immigrant, right? His complete racist things that he's done, his coddling of white supremacy, right? His felonies, his fraud, his sexual assaults, that doesn't outweigh that, and I don't see how it ever will.
So, I mean, yeah, those are serious things that he's tied to. So you make a good point with all that, and I just want to know, like, do you feel like the people of Venezuela are mostly happy or are unhappy with their leader being gone?
We don't know that because the new leader is just his vice president who's suppressing any type of speech against Maduro right now. Literally anybody who went out to celebrate Maduro's capture was literally arrested and detained by the Venezuelan government because Donald Trump didn't replace the regime that oppressed Venezuela. He just let the vice president, who was hand-pointed as the successor by Maduro, run the country.
I mean, there was too many people to arrest everyone. I mean, they were tearing down Maduro statues. They were taking over the street. I mean, a lot of people, I haven't seen anyone being arrested for, but like I said, I don't see it. I don't have eyes everywhere. So I'm not saying what you're saying is false, but I've seen more. I haven't seen any videos. I've actually seen videos of Venezuelans saying these white liberals need to stop cheering and saying this is,
Sir,
heinous.
You're seeing that from Venezuelans that aren't in Venezuela.
No, they're in Venezuela.
They are not. They are not, because the media is being suppressed in Venezuela by the Maduro regime.
These aren't media videos. I'm talking about like streamers that are in Venezuela.
How do you know they're in Venezuela?
What's that?
How do you know they're in Venezuela?
I mean, there was one dude. There's plenty. You can see by the streets that they're in. You can tell they're not in the USA. Everyone's speaking
Venezuela is very poor and probably doesn't speak great English. Also, they don't have much infrastructure
English
there, sir.
Then they weren't speaking English.
Sir, I have no doubt that people in Venezuela are very happy that Maduro is gone. Okay? I have no doubt about that. Nothing changed there. Okay? If anything, this vice president is probably worse. Yeah, it is still early, sir. And when we look at past times when we have removed leaders from countries, look at Guatemala, look at Honduras, look at Libya, look at Iraq, right? Look at there's so many, dude. I'm like, I literally run out of my brain like kind of overwhelms itself. Every single time we've done that.
Trump could remove Kim Jong-un and people would still find a problem with it.
Absolutely. If his crazy ass fucking sister, who's the successor, who's crazier than Kim Jong-un, took power next. Yes, I would have a serious problem with that.
I mean, we would probably snatch her up as well.
But you didn't in Venezuela. You left her in charge. That's what I'm saying, sir. You had the person, sir. You had the person that, sir. You had the person, sir. Listen to me. You had the person that rightfully won that election. Okay, Machado, who I have serious problems with, by the way. But regardless, Machado, who rightfully won that election, who was ready to take over the country. All right, was ready to. All right, he didn't put her in charge. Do you know why he didn't put her in charge?
Well, he had fled the country after he won the election because he was going to be
We
murdered.
helped her flee the country. We could have easily brought her back. Do you know why we didn't put her back in charge?
Nope.
Yeah, it's two reasons. One, Donald Trump didn't think he could extract enough oil out of the fucking country with her in charge. And that vice president, who was a big part of the oppression that happens in Venezuela, that vice president, he knew she could. Second of all, it's because she won the Nobel Peace Prize and he didn't, and he's still pissed off about it. Because he's a petulant fucking child.
All right. I just want to, I mean...
This is why we need adults in the White House. This is why we need adults. Anyways.
All right. Well, look, you have a successful little, stream where you get to talk to people every day, and I admire that, and I'm glad you're able to express how you feel. This is what makes our country our country. I just don't want to see. I just don't understand people that aren't willing to have an open mind and change their mind just because the man's name is Trump. I mean, like I said, I used to support him fully, but the more I was educated, the more I learned, like, not everything he does is the, fact or the best. There's better ways to go about things, but the truth is we're not in the White House. We're not in the CIA or Pentagon, or, we don't truly know the truth. The truth is always hidden from us, honestly. I mean, we know what they want us to know, and that's the bottom line. We know what they want us to know.
Sir,
we don't know what's truly going on.
Sir, nobody hates Trump because his name is Trump. 0 people hate Trump because his name is Trump. Okay.
Not in the literal sense. I don't mean in the literal sense.
We hate,
his name is Trump.
The people hate Trump, okay, because of the things and actions that Donald Trump has done. Period. That's it. If he had not done the horrible things, then no one would hate him for doing those horrible things. Okay? He is a felon 34 times. He's an adjudicated rapist. Okay? He defrauded a children's cancer charity. He tried to overturn a free and fair election in the United States. Okay? He pardoned people
he did what to a children's cancer thing?
He defrauded it for hundreds of millions of dollars. I think it was $400 million. Okay? He pardoned people that killed police officers. Okay? He currently just pardoned somebody who helped fund Al Qaeda and Boko Haram. Okay? He's currently stopping the release of information to help victims of the largest sex trafficking ring in United States history. Okay? These are not things that are just like, oh, well, I guess we can just, we need to look past it because of the... No, sir. These are moral, humane things. Okay? And if you can look past, all right, literal rape, literal freaking stealing from children with cancer, literal child sex trafficking, if you can look past that for all that sort of stuff, then I don't know what to tell you, sir. Get some humanity. Okay? Get some humanity, because that is disgusting. It is disgusting to even attempt to look past it. And I'm sorry, no matter what things Donald Trump does, like literally, the man would have to personally cure cancer, and let's be straight up, he's not smart enough to fucking do that because he barely passed Wharton College, and we know that because we saw his grades. Okay? So the man would have to literally do something that was actually to outbeat that, and I don't know. I don't know if your good deeds can outweigh your sins at this point, to be completely honest with you. Not to mention that stuff is coming out of the Epstein files about him freaking literally, literally freaking assaulting children, and so it's freaking horrible. But anyways, regardless of all that, you really should do some better research in who you're willing to support some things from, because You wouldn't hear that about Biden. You wouldn't hear that about Obama. Fuck, you wouldn't hear that about fucking
you ever-
Bush, either
you
of
ever vote
them. You wouldn't
Republican?
hear that about fucking Reagan, and Reagan pretty much destroyed the middle class. But fuck, he wasn't like this, man.
Have you ever voted Republican once in your life?
Have I ever voted Republican once in my life? For president? No.
All right. Well,
Which president should I have voted for, sir?
I'm not going to tell you. I was just wondering if it just appears that I think.
Well, let's see. The only Republican president in my lifetime that would have been worth voting for, okay, and I mean this truthfully, the only Republican in my lifetime that would have been worth voting for, truthfully, would have been John McCain. And John McCain was running against the best president of my lifetime. Okay? But I will be straight up. If McCain was running against Hillary Clinton, I probably would have fucking thought about it. That might have been the one, to be completely honest with you. If McCain was running against Hillary Clinton, I probably would have done it.
Voted for McCain?
Yeah. But I couldn't vote for him against Obama. Couldn't do it. Actually, if you want to put the second best one up there, it was probably Romney. And he also ran against fucking Obama. So, but sometimes when you fucking when you're good, you run against better. And Obama was better. Okay? But I'll take Romney, I'll take McCain, I will take either of them, okay, over Trump and probably over Biden, to be completely honest with you, because I wasn't a big Biden fan. Okay? I probably would have taken either of them against Biden. And I sure as fuck would have taken either of them against Bush. That's for goddamn sure. Okay? Because Bush was a piece of shit.
Really quickly, how old are you, buddy?
I'm 39.
Okay, you look very young for your age. So
yeah, black don't crack, bud.
I guess not, but yeah, dude. I just hope that always ask questions, always be open-minded, always be open to being educated. Don't be blinded by hate for another party or another man. Just be open-minded, man.
Sure.
I mean,
me being open-minded and being educated is what got me to this point. Okay? I didn't get here by being a partisan hack. Okay? I got here by looking at the evidence and looking at what was going on in our world from a completely objective standpoint. Okay? And when you get there and you research, you realize, unfortunately, how much worse Donald Trump is than he plays. Because if you're not willing to research, Donald Trump, probably to the layman's eyes, somebody who's not educated, is just whatever. But to somebody who's actually educated, to somebody who actually researches, to someone who's actually willing to look at things objectively, you actually see how bad he is. I've educated myself to this point. It's not from lack of education or research. Okay?
All right. What part of the country are you brought up in?
I grew up in California. I live in Florida.
I'm just trying to get a sense of your background and why you may think the things you think. I'm not trying to
I think the things I think, again, sir, because I research, because I'm educated.
Okay.
Okay. I think the things I think because everything that I believe, everything I think is grounded in facts and empirical evidence. Everything.
Well, I'm from Baltimore, and obviously we have a huge crime problem here, and our industrial has all gone downhill. We used to be, something to reckon with back in the 50s and 60s, but times change, and Detroit and San Fran and Baltimore even is all gone downhill. I'd like to see places like that make a comeback. But dude, this thanks for your videos you put up every day, and I'll look forward to keep.
God, I wish I could get them out every day. I work full time, man. I don't do this full time, so I need to get more more videos out. But I do appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful one. All right.
You too, man.
All right, man. Bye. You live in NOLA? Make sure you're in my Discord, dude. I would love to do a meet and greet in NOLA. NOLA's my favorite fucking place. I love to fucking go to NOLA. And I'm not far from it either. I fucking love going to NOLA. Fucking love it. Felicia, thank you so much for the $5 over on PayPal. I really appreciate that. Said, you've been cooking tonight. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Fee. I really do appreciate that. Doreen, thank you so much for the $10. Said, keep cooking these MAGA idiots. I do really appreciate that. Doreen, thank you so much. Laura, thank you so much for the $2. Said, Christians always just need a little push before their true self comes out. Hateful and evil garbage. At least the ones that come up on my live are, man, absolutely horrible. And Ramon, thank you so much for the $5. Said, I wonder if that was his daughter or wife. Yeah, you can never really tell. You can never, or sister. You can never really tell with any of them. It's pretty wild. Valador, thank you so much for the $2. Said, welcome back. We missed you. Thank you so much. I'll be back on tomorrow. I'm going to continue. I'm going to keep going back on tomorrow. So I appreciate that. Taurus, thank you so much for the 5 gifteds. Thank you so much for having a bunch of new members over here. Y'all, please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you so much, Taurus. I really appreciate that. Julia, thank you so much for the $5. Said, cooking with some gas now, baby. Woo! I'm all warmed up over here. Telling you, got that Mountain Dew in me. I've been driving all day. That's what it is. Jose, thank you so much for the $10. Said, when CK was dusted, MAGA snowflakes were so caught up in their simpleton feelings while insisting this 37-year-old mother deserved it with that. Yeah. It is crazy how they just when Charlie Kirk was killed, it was, everything, like the person who did it was the worst person ever. And when this poor mother gets killed, they're just so ready to defend the person that killed her. It's very, very sad. It's truly, truly sad. Truly, truly. Thank you so much, Jose. Ryan, thank you so much for the New Year's Eve. I appreciate that. Lovely Ganas, thank you so much for the $5. Said, why is he so angry? Thought MAGA was winning. They tend to be very angry for somebody who's apparently winning, huh? Isn't that the truth? All right, y'all. I've been driving all day. I'm exhausted. I'm going to get off live for the night. I'll be back on tomorrow. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Love you guys. All right. See you guys tomorrow. Make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, join the Discord. Okay. Love you guys. Bye.